What's up? What's up? It's the Arthur Moats Experience with Deke. I'm Arthur Moats, and that's my main man, Deke.
What's good, bro?
Man, we up, baby. Game week. A couple days closer to the game actually being here. So, had Coach Tomlin give us some clarity on, who's playing, who's not playing. We got the national media kind of giving us their game preview, how they think this thing's going to go.
What they say.
We're going to get to that. You know that.
Yeah.
Right. Can't jump the gun just yet, D. Come on, bro.
Let me know.
Yeah.
I haven't been up on what the national media's been saying about this game.
Man. So, so it's going to be a vibe with that. Also, funny thing, man. We actually might get this on the front end. But before we go there, how you, man? Any deep thoughts? What you got on your mind today, bro? You look drippy as always.
Damn, I feel like you got a big announcement.
No, it's not a big announcement. It's nothing like that. I just figured, like, before we get into, like, topics, let's start, like, how we do. You know what I mean? Like, softball, what's the vibes? Then we can start getting into it.
Well, I didn't read any more of that Rodgers book, so no updates there. I watched Hard Knocks instead yesterday.
Okay, that's just as good. Can we get an update?
Yeah,
the Chicago one or New York?
Yeah, the Chicago one.
Okay.
The New York one I binged in like one day.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. New York one had me.
Okay, so you did watch it.
Yeah, it was pretty dope.
Yeah, dude, it's
pretty
sick.
dope.
It makes you want to be a GM.
Facts. And I think, low-key, I don't know when
it
they
actually makes me
doing
believe
that.
I can be a GM, too.
Well, I was about to say, I felt like for me, it kind of brought it down a little bit in the sense of, like, you would think, man, whenever a deal's getting done or something serious, it's got to be, like, ultra buttoned up. But to see how casual that stuff actually was happening, bro.
With each other.
It's like, that's just your man. You knowing him for however long, y'all done came up, and now it's like, yo, Deke.
It's almost like doing a fantasy trade.
Swear,
like
that's what it seems like, bro. Yeah.
Like, yo, what could we do for this?
Yeah.
And then, like, even if it doesn't happen right away, it's like, all right, the line's thrown out there.
Because they threw it out there, and then what happens? A month later, it's like, yo, the deal's done. Yeah. So that was my thing, man. I just thought that it was cool. And I don't know when they started doing this because I haven't always paid attention to it.
That was the first off-season one.
Okay. Because I was like, I don't remember that version. I felt like I would have been way more like locked in on the other ones if they were showing that. Because that's more of that front office, more of the management side of it. Whereas we typically see on-field coaching operation side of it. So, like I said, man, I thought it was pretty interesting, man. I haven't locked in on Chicago just yet. I keep seeing like the little clips.
I've watched all three.
Okay, how did you feel about it thus far?
It's not going to be as good as the Giants one.
That's real.
I think that's
the Giants
the peak of Hard Knocks. Now, obviously, we're going to have this AFC North one in season that I'm going to be loving because the Steelers are a part of it.
And very different.
I don't think any of the other Hard Knocks can top this offseason one.
Yeah,
because it's just like I don't know. You get the candid stuff with the players and everything, but half of it's them getting ready for the preseason game and actually playing in the preseason. It's like, we've been there, done that with all these other teams. Like, I'm not ripping on it or anything. Obviously, I'm watching it.
I think you're accurate because let's be real. If it wasn't a new edition of the offseason Hard Knocks or us being up there with the whole division later in the year, would we really be sitting here talking about Hard Knocks today? If
honestly,
it was just the Bears?
I've been watching a little bit of the Dolphins in-season one. I'm liking the in-season one better than these training camp ones at this point.
But I think we've seen so many training camp ones. You think how far back they date back. That was like the first introduction of Hard Knocks. Now we've kind of gotten these different variations. And it's like, yeah, we might like this just whether it's new or because it's something that we don't have a ton of access to. And I think that's what this offseason GM style one did. It showed us access that unless you're usually, if you're working with them, you get this. But what they were kind of showing and even how the Saquon situation played out, just like, bro, y'all are real casual about this thing, man. And every form, just like, oh, I know we'll give him that. No, we ain't gonna give him that. No. Until it happens.
The GM wasn't blinking.
Yeah, bro. I'm like, man. But I like it, though, bro. So shout out.
But, yeah, I mean, the
That's
Bear ones, here's my takeaway. Caleb Williams is good. That's
Facts.
Really my only takeaway.
I just like the quote he had. I ain't watched the whole episode. I just watched the little clip. Hey, man, you nervous about today? Nervous. I don't get nervous. I ain't even nervous. First game high school versus Gilman. Fumble through a pick. After that, I was good to go. It was like, dang, all right, shout out, bro.
Be a huge letdown if he ends up being a bust. Because he really does feel like a for sure thing. And then his confidence, his attitude, and his mentality all go hand in hand with that.
Across the board, bro.
Yeah, so if he's a bust, it's just like, wow, this guy was the biggest fraud of all time. and talking about like I don't get nervous. I'm so confident.
I can't believe he would be a bust like that. I can't
either.
Bro.
But he would be the biggest fraud if it happened.
Especially after what we've already seen in these preseasons. I feel like if these two games look very different, I'm like, all right.
Like he would be the biggest bust of all time.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, he looks the part across the board, bro.
But I think his floor is Andrew Luck.
That's what I'm saying. His floor is still nice.
I don't think he's gonna do worse than having a solid career and making like 3 or 4 Pro Bowls.
Yeah, because
I wouldn't consider that a bust.
And you can see that's just without him ever getting any better than where he is right now. Right now, he's like, yo, he has that type of capability. But we shall see, man, because. Yeah, I guess Trevor Lawrence was the most recent one that we talked about having this type of hype. And still with Trevor, it was closer to Caleb. I don't think it ever... Well, I don't know. Trevor was pretty big, though, coming out. So he might be the next closest thing to what we're seeing right now with Caleb. And even with him, we're seeing how...
I'd say he's next closest. I don't think the hype's as much, but he
won one.
Considered a for sure thing.
Right, because I was like, he won the Natty, beating Saban. I felt like that was peak height, but then he had to come back that next year, and even though it was successful, I thought that I think he
won his freshman year.
That's what it was.
He had to come back
it was
for 2 years.
Yeah, and I think that kind of died it down. Whereas for Caleb, it was the opposite. It was like, yo, you transferred, and it was just better. Even though he never had the success team wise, Heisman and all the hype, it got louder towards the back end of it. Whereas I feel like for Trevor, it's a little bit flipped.
It's kind of what happened with Marino too. Like he peaked his sophomore, junior year. If he would have went in the pros, he would have been like the number one overall pick. But then he had his senior year, came back to Pitt, and wasn't as good, and he dropped to being the 5th or 6th quarterback taken in that draft.
Mm-hmm.
We passed on him.
We didn't make that mistake twice though.
Yeah, we made sure we didn't.
We didn't make that mistake twice. I love it. But oh man, shout out though. But yeah, I don't see Caleb. I can't see him being a bust right now, bro. I hope not.
No, there's no way.
Because I was gonna say, how do you view Trevor Lawrence? Some people would say, oh, he's a bust. It's like, no, he's not.
He's not.
Second-year contract guy's already led his team and won a playoff game with him being a big part of the comeback as well.
Would you consider Jameis Winston a bust?
No, because I've still seen Jameis have a ton of success. When I think of like bust, I think of guys that haven't been able to, number one, get to a second contract. Number two, ever look like they were going to be legitimately competitive with their team. Jameis was competitive. It was just he was reckless. 5,000, 30 tutties, 30 picks. But to throw for 5,000 yards and 30 touchdowns, you are not a bust. Now, you are reckless with ball security when you got 30 picks to go with it. And I think that's why we don't view him in higher standards. But when I think of a bust,
it's Jamarcus Russell, Ryan Leaf. Now, let me ask you this.
Would you put Josh Rosen, right?
Johnny Manziel, Josh Rosen, yeah.
Yeah, like I put them in that category because they never reached the heights of a
Jake
Jameis.
Locker.
Yeah.
Now, here's the thing, though. As a number 1 overall pick, though, if you had to make a choice between bust and, well, I guess what would be the opposite of that? A hit?
How many hits have there been in number 1s, though? If we just go across the board for number 1 overall
pick.
If
it was just black and white, you had to say one or the other.
So, but if we're going to do that, we can't just isolate Jameis. Pull up the whole number 1 overall picks and let's compare number 1 overalls versus first rounders because Jameis is going to get.
All right, how many years do we want to go back?
Let's
you want to do
10.
the last 20 here?
Yeah, let's do it, man.
Just for
fun. Heck yeah, man, come on, bro. It's Thursday. It's preseason matchups, man. Who cares, bro? Let's get it, man. Like, we're going to talk some of this Steelers stuff. We're going to talk some around the league stuff. We're going to open up the phone lines as well, man. But come on, bro. You know we got to tap in real quick because I'm curious about it. But because I know if we just say Jameis, we're going to think of him versus TJ, him versus all these other guys.
Yeah, I think I lean bust for him right now.
Yeah, so let's pull him up, and then we just go down the list, man.
If it only... Because obviously he had a solid career. He was a starter down with the Bucs
you're
for a while.
You're either saying bust or...
Hit.
Or hit. Okay, and let's go down the list, man. Let's start. But don't start with Jameis. Let's start the 10 years back, and let's really work our way into it. Because if we throw Jameis out first before we get any context, we're just gonna be like,
you want to start at 2000? Or you want to actually do 10 years or 20 years? Because that'd be 20, or that'd be 2004.
Yeah,
that'd be Eli Manning.
Perfect year to start. Then.
All right, you want to start that?
Let's do it. Who's number 1 overall? Let's get it.
Well, he's a hit.
Shout out to Eli.
Okay, 2005, Alex Smith. Damn.
Okay, so if Jameis is a bust, what you calling him?
Well, Alex Smith's like been in the playoffs and stuff.
If you calling Jameis a bust, what are we calling Alex Smith? Because Alex as an individual is nowhere as talented
I know,
production-wise as James. He was on a better team. That's
I'm
it,
not
bro.
an Alex Smith fan, but
He's on a better
been
team.
way more consistent.
Better team, bro. I'm
won
with you.
more games.
Just know you about to set a precedent right off of this one, man.
I'm going to say Alex Smith's better than
right.
Jameis Winston in terms of NFL career.
All
So
right.
I will lean hit for him.
Okay.
Even though I don't want to. I really don't want to.
All right.
But he was a successful quarterback. Yeah.
On a great team.
And not with the Chiefs. But
The Chiefs, but they hosted in the division round. What are you talking about?
That's what I mean.
They
won
hosted us. So that is, come on, bro. That's a dope team.
I actually got to give him some credit. He was pretty consistent.
All right.
So you're saying bust?
No. I'm calling him a hit, but I don't view Jameis as a bust. I feel like you kind of are leaning that way. And I'm just saying, if you're calling Alex Smith a hit, that's one of the ones where you about to start setting the precedent. That's all.
He's a hit. If it had to be black and white, I would lean hit. Mario Williams.
I'm going to say hit. Pro Bowler, double-digit sacks, first $100 million contract on defense.
He went down the tubes after he got that contract, but he was really good for a good stretch of time.
It's just a difference of when we're comparing team success versus the individuals who are dogs but have never been on teams that have had runs. We view them a little bit differently. But once I'm like, yo, Mario got numbers. He never was on anything competitive, and I think that's part of why his heart never appeared to be all the way in it, and that's why his fast track at the end was like, all right, he got paid, now he's all the way cool. He's out of here.
Jake Long. Or no, I sorry, skipped one. 2007, Jamarcus Russell. That's a bust.
Yeah. Capital B.
08, Jake Long. That's a hit.
Yeah. Just wish he could have played longer. But it was a hit, though. He was nice as heck. One of the nice tackles I ever played against, man.
09, Stafford. That's a hit. 2010, Sam Bradford.
Dang.
That's a clear bust. That's a bust.
I was like, yo.
He won an offensive rookie of the year.
And he has the most contract dollars, too, bro.
He's a bust. That's a big-time bust, in my opinion.
Fair.
Which
does he have a Pro Bowl? I need to know, does he have a Pro Bowl?
Offensive rookie of the year. I don't know if you want
to
to count
that. The rookie of the year is
that.
fire, bro. That's kind of like when I think of Vince Young. Would you consider Vince Young a bust?
Yeah.
Okay.
I actually thought Vince Young was underrated in the pros.
He has an offensive rookie of the year.
I feel like he should have got a better second opportunity than he did. Because really, I think he was just like the backup for the Packers for a little bit. It's just, he had Jeff Fisher. It was weird. I actually, he won games. I liked Vince Young in the pros. Yeah. He just didn't get, like, I think he went through like 3 years and then like it fizzled out and like they drafted. I think they drafted Jake Locker and he was the new guy, and I thought Vince Young was like pretty solid.
Okay.
He just didn't have another coach that like believed in him to that degree to give him that second opportunity, that second win.
So who are we speaking on right here then?
Bradford.
Bradford.
I'm saying bust.
Let me pull him up real quick. I just need to see. Yeah, because it's like, it's easy to say bust when I think of this as a quarterback, so the expectations are, yo, you want to be Tom Brady. But when we just talk about how long he was able to play.
He also did back up the Eagles.
When we talk about how long he was able to play and do this thing, I'm just like, you got an offensive rookie of the year. I do like that. Hold on, let me see. I mean, this dude done thrown for 19,000 career passing yards in the league, though. He has
for
over
the number one overall pick.
And
there
is
an extra standard for the number one overall pick, I feel like.
That's what. Oh, man. Well, I know how you view quarterbacks. So you call, but I'm going to say he was a hit. If I just got to do like that, I'm going to say hit, bro.
Okay, next one is 2011 Cam Newton. Hit.
Yeah.
2012 Andrew Luck.
Hit.
2013 Eric Fisher.
Dang.
That's got to be a hit. Has to be. 2014, Jadeveon Clowney. That's a hit.
I'm not a fan of him, but he's a hit.
It's a hit. I mean, how he's been able to prolong his career even over these last like 3 or 4 seasons.
I look at Clowney in the same breath as you go bring up of Sam Bradford, or Alex Smith, or Vince Young, guys that played these positions that didn't dominate but had high expectations, but still were good. So I look at Clowney. It's like, yo, you were supposed to be better than Mario Williams. You were supposed to be the greatest defender to ever come out. You had the play ever.
Or what he is.
But he's still
3-time
well,
Pro Bowler.
Still a good player.
Yeah. And his prime could definitely be a team's top edge rusher.
Heck yeah.
All right, now we're at Jameis. One-time Pro Bowler.
I'm saying he's a hit, man. If you got an
I gotta say
accolade,
no.
he has an accolade associated with his name, bro.
I gotta say no. I think he's right at the cutoff line.
So you can
Like,
have
he's
a
closer
Pro
than
Bowl.
Bradford
You can have
for
a
me
Pro Bowl
easily.
under your belt and still be a bust, is what you're saying.
I think as the number
Okay.
one overall pick and what he was supposed to be,
Okay.
and like the talent that he did have too, I would lean bust if I had to.
Yeah.
If I had to decide one way or another, ultimately solid career. Like he made a career out of it, but what I think he should have been, I would go bust.
How many quarterbacks thus far have we named hits that have Pro Bowls? Do all of those guys have Pro Bowls?
Yeah, all the hits. Yeah.
Okay.
And then the next guy's Jared Goff. I mean, that's a hit.
I say he's a hit.
2017 Myles Garrett.
It's a hit.
It's a hit. Ooh, all right. This one's interesting.
Mhm.
Baker Mayfield.
It's a hit. If Alex Smith is a hit,
I
to
gotta
me, Jameis Smith's a hit to me.
I gotta
Baker's a
see
hit.
how his career still plays out.
Okay.
I'll say TBD with him, because if he becomes the Buccaneers franchise guy for the next 4 or 5 years, gets them in the playoffs consistently, then definitely hit at that point. He's got to keep it up. At this point,
He has a playoff win versus your favorite
At
quarterback
this
of all
point,
time, and he has a $100
Ooh.
million contract, and he went to a whole different team and led them to the playoffs.
he's TBD for me.
I'm
I'll
like-
say TBD.
For sure. Well, yeah, I'm like, yo,
TBD.
that's a hit. You lead this team that had never
Two
won anything.
helter-skelter of a career thus far.
You led this team that had never had any type of success to the postseason and beat the Pittsburgh Steelers with Ben Roethlisberger and all the guys head-to-head in prime time at Acrisure, or was it Heinz back then? And then you turn around and go to Tampa, and then you post-Brady era get them back to the postseason as well. Yes,
As the number
Baker,
one overall pick,
100%.
though,
Yes,
for the team that
He's a
drafted
hit,
number
bro.
one overall to move on from you
he
the way
led
that
them
they
to the
did.
postseason. Did he not lead them to the postseason and have a victory in the postseason versus your favorite quarterback, Ben Roethlisberger?
Even the Browns knew he was limited, and they felt like they needed to upgrade from him.
Did they upgrade?
But now he's got this second stint. He's got this second
If the
opportunity.
Browns had a chance to do it over, looking at how Deshaun Watson has played these past
Well,
2 years versus Baker Mayfield,
that doesn't change how they felt in the moment, though.
it doesn't change the actions either of Baker being a successful quarterback, leading them to the postseason and having a victory in the playoffs. We haven't had a playoff win in how long? He has. You see what I'm saying?
I think he's in the Jameis sphere right now for me. Successful career, but what was
how's it a
expected
successful
from
career,
him?
but you call it a bust though?
Huh?
How you say
Well,
successful
I'm
career,
just
but it's a
saying, if
bust?
we got to say one way or another, like Jameis, good career for him, but number one overall pick, what you're meant to be, he's TBD. TBD. Let's see what he does in Tampa. Keep this up in Tampa. If he flies off the rails in Tampa and career spirals, which I don't expect. That's why I'm saying TBD. If he makes a little run out of this for the next 4 or 5 years, gets back in the playoffs with the Buccaneers, is consistent for them, I'll say hit. I would definitely say hit. Kyler Murray, 2019. I got to go hit. Even though, I still got to go hit. I mean,
Can you communicate the logic between why he's a certified hit, gotta go hit, but with Baker it's like nah.
way more consistent than Baker. I mean,
How do you
Cardinals
figure?
didn't move off from him. Two-time Pro Bowler.
Who has had more
Offensive Rookie of the
success
Year.
though? Baker has had more team success in terms of leading his squad, and he went and did it at another location. They was talking about gaming contracts, and if you need to re-sign them, get rid of them. Like, let's not act like we won't talk about
Baker
will we
more
trade
the
for Kyler.
game manager for the Browns, whereas like Kyler Murray, focal point of Cardinals offense.
For sure.
I'd say hit. I'd definitely say hit for him. Are you saying no? Bust?
No, I've never said that, but I'm just listening to how you view guys. So I'll just ask you questions, man. These guys are easy answers for me, man. That's it.
Burrow hit.
Yeah,
Trevor Lawrence.
it's a hit to me.
I'll say TBD for him.
Okay.
I'm
That's a
not
hit to
saying
me.
bust, but I'm gonna say TBD.
What's making you TBD with Trevor?
He's only 3 years in. Like,
And what has he done in those 3 thus far?
yeah, just a Pro Bowl and won a playoff game. So like I don't think that's good enough for number one overall pick to say complete hit. We gotta
What
see
are your
more.
expectations for number 1 overalls, man? I feel like it
You
kind
gotta
of
be the guy.
varies.
You
It
gotta be the guy.
varies.
You consistent presence for the team.
And Alex Smith was that to you?
Unfortunately, yeah, like he's right at the cut. He's like last guy in.
Dang. I'm just like, what?
49ers had a good run. Had a good run with the Chiefs.
Did you see that Niners squad he had? Vernon Davis, Fred Gordon, Navarro Bowman, Pat Willis, that offensive line that was viewed like how the Cowboys were, how we were viewed. And what are you? All right, I get it. I get it, bro.
And then
I get it, bro.
Chiefs, he played good enough too to consistently get them in the playoffs. And
Jamal Charles was there. He had young Travis Kelce there. He had Eric Berry, the Honey Badger was there. Maybe I'm tripping. I don't know. It's like, you got squads.
Yeah, but he was consistent for them and kept them winning games, winning divisions. I'm not an Alex Smith fan either. It's just, if I'm saying bust or hit, at least he was that consistent presence for those franchises. Whereas Jameis, too helter-skelter, too up and down. Buccaneers move off of him. And then Baker, same thing with the Browns. But he's getting a second chance with the Buccaneers.
So even if we look at the Browns front office and we say, man, you guys were kind of acting crazy here, we're still going to penalize Baker
I never thought they were acting. I never thought Baker was good for the Browns. Okay. Really, I think he was holding them back. He had a nice season or two in his first 4 or 5 seasons.
His last game.
He definitely was. He was a limited quarterback. I mean, he still is a limited quarterback in a way, just like a bunch of the other guys we talk about in that sphere.
I just ain't know Baker was like that to you, man.
Alex Smith's a limited quarterback, and that's what I'm saying. So like Baker Mayfield can go Alex Smith and be a hit by being the Buccaneers franchise quarterback, or if things fall off the rails, then he's a bust because there's just too much inconsistency throughout his career to be the number 1 overall pick.
Okay. I like it, man.
And be considered a hit. Trayvon Walker, 2022.
It's still early. I'm going to say, because he doesn't have a Pro Bowl under him, does he have a double-digit sack season yet? I don't think he does. Does he have one just yet? I don't think he does.
TBD is probably safe to say for like him and then Bryce Young and then even Caleb Williams.
Yeah. Well, because, those guys don't even have 3 seasons under their belt yet, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Safe to say. Yeah, so the
last
4 for me are TBD.
Yeah, because I'm like,
Lawrence,
at least when
Walker, Young, and Caleb Williams.
Because we stopped with Trevor Lawrence, right? And he's going into his 4th season right
now. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like 3 years. Yeah, I think that's fair. Yeah, anything before that I think is premature.
Well, that was fun.
I like that, bro. Shout out.
So what's the announcement?
Rock out. No, so it was no announcement, man. It was just, man, all right, so now we can start the show like how we always want to do. Man, it was one of the topics we had talked about yesterday, man. One of the receivers, Jahan Dotson, got traded today.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, heck yeah, man. So I figured,
I think that was Let's Go UW.
Yeah, absolutely. So I ain't want to start there before we got this part out. So now that we got that part, well, Jahan Dotson, how you feel about the trade, man?
I don't know much
it was
about
crazy.
it
That was definitely one of the
guys.
guys. Yeah, it was one of the guys we literally talked about yesterday. And
you know the compensation off the top of your head?
Yeah. Actually, dang, I'm about to forget it, but I will pull it up real quick.
That was Let's Go UW, right?
Yes, it was.
He knew something we didn't.
Hey,
Jahan Dotson on the trade block.
Yeah, shout out, man. Shout out. Let me pull up the exact details of it. But yeah, so he was traded to the Eagles for a 5th and a 3rd. And then there's hold on, let me read this. All right, so Dotson is headed to from Washington to Philadelphia. And the deal says the wide receiver and a 5th round pick to Philadelphia in exchange for a 3rd and 2 7th round picks in the 2025 draft. So essentially he went for a 3rd and 2 7th rounds, and he got traded to Philly, him and a 5th. Okay. So compensation wise, not too crazy. A 3rd and 2 7th. Former 1st rounder from, was that a year?
Yeah, basically
2 years ago, yeah.
Basically the 16th
big overall
part
pick.
Of that trade is you're giving up a 3rd.
Yeah.
That's the big part of it.
Because he was the 16th overall pick in the 2022 draft.
He really went that early.
Yeah, I didn't realize he went that early.
Pick.
Same here, bro. I was like, oh, he's like mid-second round. I was like 16th overall. Dang. And when I read up on it, they said initially they thought that he was going to be the guy opposite of Terry McLaurin. But when they did the whole shift in terms of the regime, he kind of fell out of graces with them, and they tried to bump him into the slot full time. They said he played a ton.
Wasn't working with Kingsbury.
Yeah, they said they played him the full game in that first preseason game. Then this second one, they played him like a normal 20-something snaps. And then from there, that was when they ultimately made the decision to put him on the block and move on from him. So he wasn't hurt. They didn't, wasn't any more context than that from what I just like surface level checked out. But now he's going to be joining A.J. Brown and Devonta Smith over in Philly.
Yeah, so he'll be the third guy up there.
Mm-hmm.
What's the question then? Did we miss out?
Yeah, how you feel about it? Compensation was a 3rd and 2 7ths. We talked about needing a receiver. This is the 16th overall pick from 2022.
Clearly wouldn't be missing out.
Fair.
Yeah, would I want to give up a 3rd for him? I don't know. I think we can. Oh, I was going to say I think we can get a Cortland Sutton.
Yeah.
For cheaper, but right now I don't think the Broncos are going to be trading Cortland Sutton.
I would agree, and they got the young quarterback starting too, Bo Nix.
Yeah, they're going to want to keep Sutton around for Nix.
Yeah.
Nah, I'm good. 3rd round.
Because he has 1,100 yards in 2 seasons so far.
I know.
And 11
That's probably
touchdowns.
Fair. That's probably a fair trade. I ain't stressing about it though right now.
Okay.
Let's see if we get Ayuk, and then if we don't, see what things look like throughout the beginning of the season.
Yeah.
And then look at the wide receiver landscape 4 weeks in, 5 weeks in, if we feel like we need a guy.
Mm-hmm.
And I think there's going to be better names, bigger catches available.
Okay.
For potentially, I'm not going to say cheaper than what they traded for Dotson, but cheaper than what their market is right now just because you're how many games into a season.
Yeah.
Because that's what they're saying about Ayuk. The longer he holds out, the Steelers' compensation to get him might continue to drop because it's like, bro, now we're trading for a player that we didn't get in the whole like offseason program over here. So like his value's down for us. So we're not going to be giving up as many picks or as high of picks as what you guys would have got if you would have accepted the trade weeks ago, months ago. That's what I would do. I'm not stressing about Dotson. It would have. I'm not saying it wouldn't have been a nice piece, but I don't feel like Con missed on this one right now.
Respect. Yeah, for me, man, I looked at it as it was interesting because we obviously talked about him yesterday. So just the timing of it was like, oh, all right. I don't think if this deal happens prior to us talking yesterday, I don't think it moves my needle one way or the other just because I like the fact that he's high-end pedigree, 16th overall pick, just 2 years removed. So that part you still are intrigued by, especially when I kind of look at some of the guys on our roster. But because of the lack of higher end production, I don't feel like that's moving my needle in the sense of Ayuk because of he would have to prove, number one, that he could surpass a Van Jefferson.
Yeah.
At least
that's
I know,
guarantee.
Van has already proven that he can do what Dotson has done thus far. So that doesn't seem like an upgrade. That just seems more like an addition to the group. So if it's an addition to the group, the same way it could be a Juju, the same way we've talked about some of these other names that are just more of an addition versus an outlier or a guy that can raise and elevate it, it's not gonna like make me feel strong one way or the other about it. Obviously that could change 6 weeks in if we're struggling to have a number 2 receiver and we see Dotson killing it in Philadelphia. Now granted it's a different scenario in Philly also with him having 2 other proven ones over there. Now you're just the third wheel, you're going to get the better matchups. So
you
that
might be getting a lot of work with Pickett in practice.
Oh man. Shout out. Make Kenny look good, man. Help him out, bro.
Yeah. Make each other look good.
Seriously, man. So, with that, shout out to my dog. He said, you ain't going to work with Kenny. I like it. But yeah, man.
Pitt guy and a Penn State guy coming together.
That's going to be interesting. I mean, but that could have been here, too. Because we talked about drafting Dotson.
Well, we kind of did have that because we had Muth.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we did. Yeah. Yep, man. But that's my thing. Like, unless, it's midway through the season and I see us struggling and him cooking, that's the only way I would probably look at Omar and be like, man, come on, bro. How you miss on this one? But, yeah.
I think you're right. If we would have brought in Dotson, I think we'd still have the same exact question. Who's our wide receiver 2? And who's our wide receiver 3? Is Dotson necessarily better than Roman Wilson right now?
Those are questions.
I get he's healthier, but Roman Wilson was having a pretty good camp. There's a reason we drafted him in the 3rd round. We're excited about him. Yeah. Could you beat out Roman Wilson to be like the slot guy or the number 3 guy? Or could you beat out Van Jefferson to be the number 2 guy? I don't think either of those are guarantees. Then, to give up a 3rd round pick for him, it's like, we're good. I'm not stressing it.
And it's different if he was drafted here. Because the same way you brought up Roman Wilson, we haven't seen Roman have success, but he's drafted here. So we just like, we don't have to do anything to get you. We don't have to give up anything for this. We might as well just see what we got here. Whereas for Dotson, we got to give up something just to get right back in the same scenario of, all right, you're a higher pedigree guy, but we still don't know what
And you
this
haven't
is going
been
to.
here this whole offseason either.
Yeah, so it's just a lot of uncertainty with that, along with this having to give up compensation for him. So
Tom Jade says we have 6 wide receiver 3s.
Hey, yo. I mean, I think that's closer to truth than it is not truth, but I wouldn't completely like agree with it though. But I think he's closer to being true. Would you say Van Jefferson is close to wide receiver 2 or wide receiver 3?
3.
Would you say yeah? Would you say Calvin Austin close to wide receiver 2 or wide receiver 3 right now?
3. He's actually closer to wide receiver 4.
Don't do that. If we was talking,
with all due respect,
Roman Wilson, we know he's been on the shelf right now.
He's 3.
Those are our top 3 outside of Pickens, right?
That's a good take.
That's what I'm like.
Scotty Miller, he's probably close to wide receiver 4.
You catch what I'm saying? I'm like, yeah, he's
wide receiver 5.
It's more right than wrong. I just don't like how it sounds, but it's definitely more right than wrong, bro. Why you gotta talk
Quez
like
Watkins,
that, bro?
wide receiver 7.
Hey, say.
And then what else we got? Des Fitzpatrick. He's probably wide receiver 6, or wide receiver 5, if he makes the team.
Hey, yo.
I think he's got the upper hand over Quez Watkins right now. I'll say that.
Quez got bad tape so far. I mean, in terms of a turnover in stadium.
Yeah,
like Des hasn't had that.
Every time it's thrown him, he catches it.
Yeah. I'm about to say, when you have a turnover in stadium, that sticks for a little bit, man. Unless you can get an explosive to offset it.
I haven't seen him make any plays on offense.
That's what I'm saying.
Either.
Yeah, he needs like an explosive play to offset that bad one. Yeah.
All right. So what do we got now?
That was clean, man. That was clean. Man, so honestly, let's go ahead and start the show like how we always do. We're going to get these, locations where y'all tapping in from. And then after that, figure we're going to hit this preview, get it out the way on the front end. And we got some other stuff we're going to discuss today. And like I said, man, we got to get these phone lines because it's QB competition, For some people, they think it's still active. For others, they think it's done. But we want to hear y'all thoughts as well, though, all right? So that's what we're going to get it in and how we're going to get it in.
The people are calling in.
Heck yeah, man. It's always fun time when they open it. That. Always fun time. So with that being the case, let's start the show like how we always do. Go ahead and drop it in the comment section where you are tuning in from. So then that way, we'll give you those big boy shout outs to start the day's show. And of course, don't forget that like button one time for the culture and subscribe if you are new to the channel. And if you haven't done so just yet, make sure y'all check out the website too, arthemos.com, man. We got a lot of cool stuff going on up there, man. Updates and everything in between, man. So definitely tap in with that.
The chat thinks I'm a CA3 hater.
Oh, now be careful. They called me that because I said he wasn't this elite route runner. I remember they got on me bad, so just be careful.
I was with the
Calvin,
chat
man.
on that one.
Be real careful.
I'm not saying
bro.
he was an elite route runner, but I thought he was going to be a better route runner than
y'all
what
told
he's
me,
proven
man.
thus far.
Sauce Gardner said that was the toughest guy, so that means he's going to be an elite route runner, and he cooking it. If you don't agree, you a hater.
He looked good in college with his routes. I'll say that at least. I didn't think it was going to be that big of a
just be careful, bro.
drop off.
Just be careful, man.
But I guess the frame has something to do with it. Hey, so, he's saying I'm a hater, but he's tuning in from... Hold on, I think I lost the chat.
He said I'm a hater, but he's tuning in from...
NML Finesse 410 says tapping in from the trenches. 410 says, Deke, why you don't like CA3?
Man.
I think it was just an honest assessment. He's closer to wide receiver 4.
Hey, yo.
If you had to put a label on CA3 right now, wide receiver 1, wide receiver 2, wide receiver 3, wide receiver 4, wide receiver 5... Wide receiver 6, wide receiver 7. What are you saying? I'm saying wide receiver 4.
He said, yo, which way is it if we just, put the chart up here, does he lean more this way or that way? Hey, man. That's why I left it at he's closer to the 3 than he is the what. That's yeah.
I think I just wanted to add some extra nuance, some extra context. That's what I'm getting paid to do, right?
Lord.
I'm an analysis up. Analysis up here.
Man, we ain't got to bring context for everything, man. Everything don't need context, man.
Trying to provide extra value to the fans.
Everything don't need that, man. Everything don't need that, man. Just let it live, man. Just let it live.
Real Deal RC, Norfolk, Virginia, 757.
Duh, crib. Let's get it.
Jay Ramos, the 951, Riverside, California. The fact that we got no receivers in the room who can't create separation and run good routes consistently concerns me, SMH.
No, and that's fair. What I will say is,
I'm liking what Van Jefferson's doing in terms of separation.
Well, he definitely understands how to create at the top of the route. And I think that's the one thing that I do consistently like about him. He's just not going to give you I'm going to run completely by you. but you don't need him to, because that's what we look at GP for, and that's when we're also looking at the faster, smaller guys, your Calvin Austin's, your Quez Watkins. But in terms of just the short intermediate getting open, Van has consistently done that, or done it at a higher clip than probably any of our other receivers. We just know GP is the one that is the loudest because his production is down the grass. But I'm interested to see, like I said, this game right here coming up, just based off of some of the stuff that we're going to react to from Coach Tomlin, talking a little bit about his comments about offensively the approach going into this game. And I think it should, I'm hoping it's going to give me a little bit more clarity with these receivers, because some of the stuff that we're watching on tape is still vanilla. It is still, hey man, it's preseason, we don't want to do this much, how we feel about these quarterbacks, etc. But if they're talking like how they're talking for this game, we should see at least some of this schematic dudes kind of getting open without it just solely being based on his ability to win this one-on-one. And that's what I'm hoping we're going to see in this game. But we'll get into that a little bit more when we get to the breakdown and stuff.
Hannibal 090 from the 770 ATL Ho.
Shout out to Atlanta.
Tyler from the 334 Montgomery, Alabama.
Shout out to Montgomery, Alabama, man. Let's get it. Let me tap in here real quick, Deke, because I got Esco reloaded in the 757 the crib. Shout out. And then I got the homie Aaron Grant in the 704, the J. Cole State. Shout out to J. Cole. Shout out. He says we need a receiver who can block. Anyone available at the season cuts? Well, we're going to find out. Not season cuts. Oh, preseason cuts then. Just give it about a week. Be a whole bunch of guys available. And we can kind of decipher through who we think makes the most sense to us. But we got to do it with a little haste, since we know there's going to be some other teams out here trying to do the same thing.
Well, let's just be real. Whatever guys we pick up from the pile that were just recently cut, it's going to be the same story that we were just talking about with Dotson.
Yeah.
Just throw them into the mix. Could they beat out Van Jefferson or Roman Wilson or Calvin Austin?
And at least for Dotson, the caveat was, it's the 16th overall pick from 2022. These other guys,
not bad first two seasons either. Right. Not terrible.
And we can say, man, the quarterback situation, coaching situation, wasn't the most productive, right? It wasn't the best scenario for him. But yeah, these other guys, it's gonna be, hey man,
it's gonna be like Trey Burke.
Yeah.
Trey Burke. Maybe Mechie from the Texans. I don't see why they would cut him. They'd probably trade him.
I feel like Trey would be released before we see a Mechie, I think. Yeah. But I could also see the Titans wanting to see if they could trade something for Trey because of them drafting him when they drafted him a couple years ago.
Yeah, almost like we were able to pull off a deal for Kendrick Green.
Yeah.
We thought he was going to be cut for sure.
Yeah.
Well, we were definitely willing to. It was just such a shock that Omar was actually able to get a pick for Kendrick Green at the time. Do you remember at the time? Like, it was actually crazy.
Not just any pick. It was.
I think it was a 6th round.
6th round, yeah.
It wasn't even a 7.
Right. It was like, oh, okay.
How is this possible?
Yeah. It was like, bro, what? Is this not conditional? This is regular? Yeah.
Meanwhile, what did the Rams trade to get Kevin Dotson? I think it was a 5th or a 6th.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Wow.
I mean, it's like that.
Tough times.
It's like that, man.
Tough times out here.
It's like that, baby.
Colton Choi Fu, first super of the day, says, "Aloha, my brothers.
Aloha.
It's official. Coming to the Berg October 20th. Let's have a chat hangout. We'll be in the stands with my Hawaiian flag.
Let's go."
That's pretty dope.
Nah, facts, man. I be down there at the game, man, doing my pregame interviews. I'm waiting to get like all the all the details of the schedule and stuff like that. I haven't had that just yet. I just know I'll be down there. All right. So I'm gonna run into you, baby. That's a fact. Shout out though, man. Got the Hawaiian flag, man. You better represent. Herbig is gonna
20th. That's one of the New York night games, I think. Because we got Dallas first week in October.
Yeah.
And I think we go away, and then we got back-to-back prime time against the New York teams.
Giants and then Jets. Yeah.
One Sunday night, I think. The other is Monday. That's cool.
That's gonna be a fire game. That's gonna be a fire game.
That might be the Jets. That's probably the Jets one.
Get Rodgers. Oh,
that's a good one to go to.
Hey now.
AJ Martinez gifted 5 months memberships to AJM, Eduardo Gonzalez, Demetric Smith, Cesar Valdez, and I'm Too Saucy for You.
Shout out to AJ Martinez being an absolute rock star at life, paying it forward. You know we appreciate you, baby. And to those individuals Deke just named, welcome to the upper room. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
It's just a riddle. Long time. Almost hit at 50K. Let's get back running the ball.
Hey, man, shout out. And yes, we are almost at the 50,000 subscriber mark. Bro, we
Might
almost
have to have Shazier on for that episode.
Hey, you know what, man? He working though. We gotta get him away from the team right now. He coaching still. But yo,
we give us some inside
we got our 600th episode, our 600th live stream coming up next week too, bro.
Nice.
It's kind of crazy, man. I don't even be realizing we be in here that often. It doesn't seem like we've talked 600 different times or 597 different times.
Yeah.
Or even the times we talked before this, because we know we were doing shows before we were doing them live.
Right.
It's like nuts to me, man. But shout out, bro. I guess we have decent. The people like us enough, huh? They ain't kicked us off the internet just yet, Deke, so we doing something right.
Right. AJ Martinez is just shouting out the Don, Frank K, Tito, Cody James.
Shout out to AJ, man. He always spread love. They say that's the Brooklyn way. You know that now. Shout out.
I'm too saucy for you. I think he got a membership from AJ.
He just did get the membership from AJ, yeah.
By gifting 20 of them to, 20 users right now.
Let's go.
Yeah, so he quadrupled what AJ did.
Hey, he paid it for it and then paid it for it again. Man, you know what, man? Spread love. That's the Brooklyn way. You know, that's what the homies say. Come on, man. Shout out.
Alex Allgood, Tony Carlson, Steelers Girl 808, Tommy Vincent, Alex Dennison, James McMillan, Michael R. Give me a second.
You got it, dog. You got it. It's your world. We just here.
Armin Robinson, Jay Flame, BD, XX1 Crew, Brett McGrath, Julian Hernandez, Mark Irish, Self-Made Jew, Real Deal RC, R Barley 18, Whistle Pig, The Bloody Nine, and Kurt Von A. Were gifted these memberships. Congratulations.
I love these names, bro. I love these names. Shout out to I'm Too Saucy for you, man. Being an absolute rock star, paying it for it, man. From the heart, we appreciate you. And to all those individuals the homie just named, welcome to the upper room. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. And T. Morris says 600 live streams and Deke still hiding his girl. That's kind of crazy, bro. We're going to find out. Because, yeah, you got the 3-button Henley on. You don't just wear 3-button Henleys to just be chilling here at the podcast, bro. I don't care what you say, Deke. We nice with it, but we ain't that nice. We just rock a 3-button Henley, bro. Like, that's a clean fit. I got something I'm doing afterwards.
I've worn this shirt before.
No, not with the denim. You got the denim one with the Deke. You usually feel like it's some, like, shorts. Bro, you look like you about to go to dinner after this, bro. Where you going, Morton's? Roof Chris, where you at, man? Eddie V's? Eddie Merlot's? I know you a state guy. Oh, what you got tonight, man? Because you clean again, bro.
Just at the crib.
Now
I grab something from the fridge.
Now he's at the crib. That's
microwave
crazy.
It up.
Now he at the crib. All right. We're going to see Deke somewhere tonight, man. I'm just going to start, every time I read this, I'm just reposting on my story because we're gonna blow his spot up, man. All right. We're going to find out what he on because he got something going on. I don't care what y'all. He could lie to y'all. He can't lie to me, man. All right.
AJ Martinez giving more shout outs to X Concepts, Barbarian, Leah. Says love, respect, and blessings to all. Shout out to my nephew, X-Man.
Shout out
Happy
to
B-Day, young gun.
Let's
go. And let's go Deke, dancers, a.k.a. Baby Mamas.
Oh.
Let's go 5-5. And let's go Lexi for praying for me.
Shout out, AJ. You made me nervous. I was like, just don't throw the Baby Mamas dancing on me. Parizzi, please. Leave him with Deke. Shout out to that one, though, man. AJ, I like your energy, man. Shout out to X-Man, 2 for his birthday, man.
AJ's in his prime right now. He's been on a heater.
Hey, no, he is. He said the season's back. We up. That's what he said, man. I like how AJ is like, yo, I'll do the gifted memberships, and then I'm also going to just shout my homies out. It's the duality of AJ, bro. Multifaceted. I love the versatility that you're performing with today, man.
Yo Young says pick one quarterback needs either 3 Pro Bowls or 5 years as top half quarterback.
Okay. How you feel about that?
That might go in line with how I was feeling about those. Is he a hit or a bust?
I think we're gonna go back to Alex Smith though, because when he says 3 Pro Bowls or a top 5,
he made 3 Pro Bowls.
3 exactly.
3, yeah.
Okay, well then if that's the case, then sure. Because I'm
Alex Smith is last one in for me.
Okay,
he's last one in.
Well, yeah, if this is the parameters, then yeah, we could go back and that would change it.
That's not a bad way to put it.
So
that's not terrible.
I like that. If we're gonna set that for the quarterback, is that just for quarterbacks though?
I don't know.
Because I feel like with quarterbacks, we're always like super eager and gung ho. Not just you, like around the everybody is like, yo, we can create every parameter, every standard, every nuance, every detail when it's quarterbacks. With other spots, like, yeah, he can get in. He's it. No, he's bust. He's it. And I just feel like it's way more casual with some of these other positions, whereas this now it's like this has to be it.
I think he maybe put into words how I was feeling about that segment.
No, respect.
Because, yeah, technically that would be within my parameters of all the guys, at least all the quarterbacks that I said were a hit.
No, I salute you, bro. Like you say, if that is it, man, I can dig it.
I got to think more on it.
It's a subjective conversation.
I got to think more on it, but I think that's I like that. Yeah. Obviously, it goes hand in hand with what I was saying. So,
shout out to Yo Young, man. Shout out to Yo Young.
Good way to put it. Real Deal RC says, if we want in on Ayuk, or if we wait on Ayuk, do we not get a Camry signing before the regular season? I skipped one, but
do you think we getting the Camry sign?
That did resurface a little bit. Him potentially being re-signed, and also Pat Freiermuth. That there are talks happening. I forget who reported it, but they said don't be surprised.
Would you be surprised?
If either of them get re-signed before the start of the season or get a contract extension?
Yeah, you're talking about the next 2 weeks, right? Not postseason. We saying within the next 2 weeks.
Would I be surprised? Yeah, a little bit. I think Cam less so.
Okay.
Cam less so than Muth, but I think ultimately I'd be surprised for both of them.
Yeah.
A little bit.
That's kind of how I felt with it. It's like,
not like, oh my God, breaking news. Wow, I can't believe this happened.
Though, like, oh, all right, they actually did that? Okay.
Right. I'm not really expecting it to get done.
Yeah. Like I said, if it does, man, shout out to both of those dudes, man. The reason why I personally don't see it happening is with Cam, what has changed at any point in time from when he first said that he wanted to get the contract and he sat out and then he came back. The only thing that's changed is Leal looks better, Keanu Benton looks better, Larry Ogunjobi looks better, Montravis Adams is playing better. Outside of that, I haven't seen anything that has changed that the organization would be feeling like, all right, yeah, we really got to do this right now. So that's my only reason why I say no to Cam. And y'all know, man, Cam, that's my dude. I would love for him to get paid every single day, man. Shout out to my homie. But that's just kind of how I see it from a business perspective from the organization. With Muth, I could see it one of two ways. Them saying, man, we haven't seen enough consistency from you, so we're going to wait and allow you to play this year out with Arthur Smith, with whoever's the new quarterback, and see, can you still, tap into what we think you're capable of, and then let's get a deal done. Or I can see them almost hedging the bet. If they truly believe that Muth is going to take this great leap, man, get the deal done now before he blows up this season. And if that's the case, then I can see them doing that as well. I just don't know how much urgency they feel with that, because we haven't, even this preseason, got that indication yet that, oh, Muth is really about to take off. Like, even we look at GP, we're still seeing GP make circus catches. Even when his feet technically aren't in, they're still circus level catches. We still aren't seeing he's ready right now. It's about to take off right now. Put it all together. That, from my perspective, would warrant the contract at this stage. I think if he has another successful season, I think he would still get a contract, but I don't think it's going to be like the crazy robust that we've talked about with some of these other tight ends that have gotten paid. But like I said, that's kind of how I look at his situation. How you feel about it, man?
Yeah, I think the Steelers aren't really pressed to give either one a contract extension right now. Whereas in the past, whenever it was TJ doing his hold in and Minka doing his hold in, was there any other player recently?
Highsmith, but he didn't hold in.
Highsmith. Well, Highsmith, I think he would be a good example though. Yeah. It's like we need we need these guys out here. Like there's like no world where we see our team going into that respective season without them. Like we need these guys. Whereas you're right, I don't think Muth has proven that up to this point. Like he hasn't been on what Highsmith's level was at linebacker. Like Muth as a tight end hasn't been what Highsmith has been as a linebacker. Yeah. And then Cam, it's the age thing with him.
Yeah, that's literally the only hesitancy with that age. Last year having the injury, But Muth is like,
with
I
Muth,
can see them wanting to pay Muth.
With Muth, it's a unique scenario where you're betting on him as an organization to ball out, and you're hoping to get him on a deal, on a discount, almost like Steph Curry.
Correct.
When the Warriors gave him the
beforehand.
contract. He was dealing with injuries and everything, so he took the security going into, I guess, his final contract season, and then he ended up becoming Steph Curry, multi-time MVP, and Warriors got him on a discount because of that. So the Steelers, you can offer Muth a contract. I'm sure it's not something that Muth wants to sign, though.
Yeah.
Like, for them, they're probably thinking, Muth, based off your production these 3 years and everything, maybe $5-6 million a year.
Right. And I was going to say, depending on how Muth feels, because I agree, if Muth is looking at a Dalton Kincaid, he's looking at, or not Dalton, at Dawson Knox, he's looking at Dallas Goedert, right?
Right.
He's looking at these other tight ends and kind of viewing himself as, man, I think I'm in those conversations, or at least I think I could be better than those guys.
And I think so, too.
Right. So if that's the case, maybe he doesn't take that 5-6 that they might offer ahead of time. But it could be the flip side where he's like, man, I've been, getting my rookie salary as a second rounder. I'm not seeing M's per year like that. Maybe I do take this, play this season, next season, and at least that gives me the security of, if Arthur Smith, if these quarterbacks don't work out, we go through a transition. I'm paid. I'm guaranteed that. And then if it does work, I'm going to hit it again in 2 years.
Yeah.
So it's like, I could see that side as well for him. I just don't know which, because that's the whole betting on yourself versus taking the sure thing. And everybody is very different when they're going through it. I know when I went through it, the first go around, my mindset was different than the second go around, and it was different the third time I went through it. And now, even now, sitting back as a retired guy looking at it, it's like, man, I don't know, would I have still went and did the whole bet on yourself situation here, or do you take more of the guarantee stuff elsewhere? Like, that's some of the things that Muth is going to have to deal with internally, if that is what they're offering him right now on the front end. Because we know they're not going to be offering him anything where it would set the market at tight end or even put him in those conversations. I think if they did, we would kind of look at it like, whoa, what are we doing here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Be really stupid.
Yeah.
No reason to
you
do
catch
that.
what I'm saying? Yeah.
Yeah. It's smarter to just let Muth play out this last year of his contract, and then you figure out the money after that, as opposed to just paying him top 5 money before his last season.
Catch what I'm saying?
Makes no sense.
All right, legit question.
Khan isn't called the Khan artist for nothing.
Oh, no, facts. He's going to get the best deal. That's what he's going to do for certain, man. I did want to get you this question real quick, though. Jesse James' tenure in Pittsburgh versus Muth's tenure in Pittsburgh. Jesse got paid to go to Detroit, though. But just Jesse's
just
tenure
off the top of my head
versus Muth's tenure.
I'd take Muth.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think James as a receiver has ever eclipsed what
Muth
did. Just in Muth's second year, he had like 700 yards, and then in his rookie year, I think he had like 8 touchdowns.
Yeah,
500 yards, 8 touchdowns. I got solid. Like Muth was legitimately, after his second year, you look at across the league, I think he was a top 6 or 7 tight end. Okay. Like Jesse James has never hit that. I think he was a big benefactor of that Killer B offense. He was good. Like, he produced. He was solid for what we needed him to do. Exactly. Particularly in the blocking
Let's be real. Like, he was still well rounded.
We didn't need a dynamic tight end. I would have loved it if Ladarius Green worked out, but
because Ladarius was supposed to be more of that. Obviously, we know the health was the issue with him.
Yeah, I'd take Muth.
Yeah. Okay.
I would. Jesse James is the better blocker, but I think all around tight end, I'll go Muth.
Okay. Like I said, I just figured, man, because Jesse was the last tight end that we've had that has had success enough to get paid, whether it was here or Detroit. Detroit gave him what, 3 for 30 or something like that, right? They gave him a nice contract. So I'm just trying.
Did they?
I could have sworn that Jesse got a nice contract to go to Detroit. That's why I wasn't bringing him up as a shot. No, I was bringing him up as like, yeah.
I don't blame him for going to Detroit.
Yeah.
That was a stupid decision by them.
Let's see.
Vance McDonald kind of had a run here.
Let me pull up his. Yeah, Vance, another one. Okay,
how
you feel about Vance, man?
I don't think we gave him.
I thought we re-signed him.
We might have. Let
me see. Because I know he didn't stay long in Detroit. That was the only thing. What was Ebron's deal?
What
was Ebron's deal here?
We signed him like $6 million a year.
From Indy.
2 for 12 or something, 2 for 10.
Let me see. Yeah, Detroit gave Jesse 4 for 22.6, bro. $7 million signing bonus, 10.5 guaranteed.
Holy.
That's what I'm like. Yeah, we played with Jesse.
And that's like 5 years ago.
Yeah.
So that $5 million is probably like $7 million now.
Catch what I'm trying. Like I was.
So
Yeah.
it's 5 per year.
Right. I felt like that kind of came of a shot. What no shot, bro? Like
that was too much.
Jesse's there, but he was legit. He produced. He was consistent, and he was well rounded. He wasn't just the receiving. He was well rounded. He could do some of it all.
Yeah, good for him.
Yeah, shout out to Jesse. Man, let me see what this.
Yeah, I think I'd argue Muth's been our best tight end over the last, like, whatever, 7 years or something, 7, 8 years. Last decade. Ever since Heath, maybe. I'd say Muth's been our best tight end.
Yeah, because Ebron had flashes, but Ebron was inconsistent at times.
And I'm not saying that's saying a whole lot.
No, it's just
we've
fair.
Ran through a bunch of dudes.
We did, bro.
Ebron, Vance McDonald, Ladarius Green, Jesse James. Who else?
During that run, Jesse was the constant, and then after Jesse was Ebron to Vance.
Ebron, Vance. And we drafted Muth while we had Ebron here still.
Because I felt like Ebron and Vance were both in the same vein of we thought that we could get more from them, but it never consistently was that. We know with Vance, we had the stud farm, Vanimal, crazy play in Tampa, and we wanted more of that because that was what some of the expectation was when we brought him over from San Fran, but we also knew he had catching issues. Part of why San Fran looked at him as expendable. Same kind of with Ebron. Ebron would have moments and have games where we're like, all right, maybe Ebron is going to turn that corner and be that guy. Then we start calling him E-Booty because he couldn't consistently,
he couldn't block either.
But we know he's not the only one of that list that can't block, no. None of them dudes blocking like Jesse.
Right.
And Vance.
Vance was a good
None
blocker.
of them dudes are coming close to them right now.
Yeah, that was just the year from hell whenever you're talking about drops and
it was
receivers and stuff because you had Ebron and you had Deontay. That was Deontay's peak for drops.
It was bad on bad. It was bad on bad.
Man.
Yeah.
That was tough.
Yeah.
At Claypool in the mix, although I don't remember any clear drops from Claypool in his rookie season.
He would just fall. That was his thing. He couldn't stay on his feet.
He really started doing that his second year.
Mm-hmm.
The end of his first year, remember he had like 10 touchdowns in 8 games or something. We just stopped getting him the ball.
They said, he could be better than Justin Jefferson.
Well, yeah, I mean, Mapletron. Everything was looking sky high for Claypool. But yeah, we kind of stopped getting him the ball those last 5-6 games of Claypool's rookie year. It was weird. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, interesting. I like it though, man. Shout out, man. Let's get some of these supers in. Also, JW, man, I see you shouting out my shirt, my James Brown shirt. Yes, indeed, man. Got to pay homage, man. It's a cool little day, but, a little sentimental day, man. This was my father-in-law's birthday today, man. So, obviously, wifey, that was her pops. He passed away last year, man. But big James Brown fan. Like, that was his guy. Like, guy. So, figure, you know what I'm saying? We gonna shout him out, man. Keep the legacy going and stuff like that. So that's what we got the James Brown on today, man. Salute to James Brown. And, salute the family as well, man. Like I said.
John Rye, this is the one I skipped. He said, go get Michael Thomas if he ever comes back too early. Thomas, we good.
If he ever comes back too early, Tom. Yeah, that is fair. Do you think he could ever get back to
that? Oh, he's saying
he's like, get back to the earlier version before he got paid. Pre-check.
If you had to label Michael Thomas wide receiver 1, wide receiver 2, or wide receiver 3 right now, what
closer
are you
to 3.
I'd give him 2 still.
When
he was healthy last year, he was there 2.
How long was that?
That's another good point. That's a fair point.
It's like I can't. If you're my 2,
when he's on the field, he's a 2. Like when he's on the field, I think he could still be a 2.
If you my 2, I need to know I got you to say why do I got him. That third guy, we could kind of, you could have moments, you could have a couple of games here, then you could kind of disappear for a couple of weeks, then you come back. I can't have my number 2 disappearing. I can't have my number 1 disappearing. Heck nah. And he gonna for certain disappear, bro.
That's fair. Real Deal RC. No, I just read that one.
I think you're at GF. Yep.
Well, what's GF saying? Because I might have skipped that.
All right, GF says, imagine the moves we could have made, or imagine the moves that could have been made if DJ stayed, plus he was a fire number 2.
Yeah.
I mean, sure. That's fair. Once again, hindsight 2020, the roster was very different at the time when we traded Deontay and the reason why we traded Deontay. But sure, if Deontay's still here, what does the rest of the roster look like, though?
I think we signed Gilmore.
Okay. I don't think that we have Justin Fields. I question Russ.
If Deontay's here,
I question Russ is here.
I think Deontay still could have been here, and we got Russ, right? And I think Kenny moved on because
he did. Kenny moved on because Russ was here. Deontay moved on because Kenny was here.
Well, yeah. I think Deontay just needed to go on vacation and turn off social media or do it. I don't.
He wasn't talking on social media.
I was going to say, where did this come from? Is this like a behind the scenes report?
Yes, that was the when they said, "Oh, why did this happen?" They said internally he was upset about this guy being the quarterback still.
How was he vocalizing that?
It's Deontay. We've seen he'll do it on the interview with us. He's done it passively in the in the locker room.
That's what I mean.
He's talked to people before.
He just needed to get away. Deontay. Ignore all Steeler news for a good month or so.
Think about how I don't think he actually looks at it like that though, because you remember how he talked on the show with us and what he was saying even about Canada, even about Kenny at times, and we kind of looked at it like, hey, I mean it's dope, but like man, you're just being real honest. But this isn't like good media talk in the sense of, yeah, man, I have great confidence in Kenny, man. Or remember we say, hey, what do you like about Canada? I mean, bro, you just gotta understand, like. I mean, it's just like that sometimes. He calls, we just got to do it. We even heard when GP talked about it before. He's like, yo, I don't think that it was just this thing that they all loved Kenny and they all love Canada. Media fan-wise, we just say, hey, man, we would rather say they love Kenny more than they, love Canada and make him the bad guy. But it's like, clearly they were not happy with him as the guy. And I think that was what sparked all the other chain of events. But that's why I'm like, I just don't know what this roster would even look like if we don't make that move, because that was kind of the first headshot of, all right, bro, we're not about to deal with this. If you're not happy with this, you can go. And then when Kenny wasn't happy with Russ, it's like, cool, you can go too then.
I think we could have held off on Deontay though.
Yeah.
I don't blame them for the move.
I get it though, bro.
That they made, but man, yeah, it's very interesting how it all played out.
And at the time,
especially now with the receiver market looking the way that it does and the cornerback market looking the way that it's, we can easily sign a CB2 out there.
Yeah.
Outside CB2. Keller Witherspoon's out there. Stephon Gilmore, I know he just got signed by the Vikings, but we could have easily had him. Adoree Jackson's still there.
Howard, I want to say he's still out there.
There's a lot of outside corners. There's a ton of them.
Yeah.
That are really capable.
Yeah.
Whereas receivers, we're talking about Michael Thomas. That's about it.
Yeah, it's facts. But this is also an $18 million per year receiver that we're referring to in Deontay, who, while he was here, he's appreciated a little bit more right now than he was when he was actually on this roster. And I think that's the other part that's kind of unfortunate about how we're going to talk about him now, is if like, oh, man, we love him. Deontay should have been here. Oh, man, what if we could have had him back? But that was not the narrative since he's been here. In fact, it's the opposite. Act like we don't need him. Like he's not good enough. Like, hey, man, we can replace that anyways.
You know what?
Any of these dudes we can go get.
Here's the thing. I don't think the Steelers expected Kenny to react the way that he did.
And that's fair.
Like, even with them signing Russ, they thought it was just going to be a Russ versus Kenny competition. Yeah. So if Kenny was going to be on the roster, they thought with Deontay, this just isn't going to work anymore.
Yeah.
Let's get you out of here. It's not going to be a fit. Because
Mm-hmm.
we still are seriously considering Kenny no matter what.
Right.
I mean,
that was
at one point in the offseason, he was the only quarterback here. And Tomlin said we're going to bring in competition. We just didn't know who it was going to be. It was going to be Mason. Would it be a Russ? Tannehill, those type of guys.
But think about it. Like, nobody was even talking Russ heavily. It was still the convo of it's probably just going to be Mason. And maybe they'll bring something into the draft later on.
And then Russ visits. The combo, bro. And it ultimately happens.
The Russ visit, it wasn't even popping until he did the B. Marshall interview. He does the Brandon Marshall interview saying that, man, Pittsburgh might be the spot. I can see this. Brandon Marshall selling him on Pittsburgh. And then we see a visit pop up right afterwards, bro.
Yeah. And then Kenny wanted out. Kenny was not happy.
Yeah.
He should have stayed.
Both of them. I mean, DJ and Kenny. It's like, bro.
Kenny should have stayed, man. Like, I don't think it would be far-fetched to say that he'd have a better chance than Fields right now to be the QB1 going into 2024 with all the reps that Russ missed out on in training camp.
Mm-hmm.
Like, man, it's a far cry from where you're at over in the Eagles.
Yeah. And for DJ, you go from Pittsburgh organizationally to the Carolina Panthers right now. It's like, bro, that's a big difference.
Yeah.
You went from Ben, then you complained about, Kenny. Now you got Bryce Young. We're going to see. I mean, obviously, he's even younger than Kenny, but you still are in a situation where it's another unproven young quarterback. And, yeah.
As weird as it sounds, if Deontay stuck around here for a few more years, he could have been a Steelers all-time receiver.
His numbers was on the way.
His numbers were on the way to hit that top 5 tier, that top tier. Obviously, you need to have playoff success.
Approach.
But
it would have been the Najee.
Yeah, we would have sat there and looked up and been like, Deontay's got like 8,000 yards on his career here?
Yes.
Wow.
It's DJ.
Was he underrated? Were we too hard on him?
We always too hard. Once they get that contract, everything changes.
AJ Martinez gifted 20 Moats memberships. Again.
No. He did it twice? No.
He did it twice. I promise.
What?
These are all new names. Yeah.
All right. Shout out to AJ.
How many is that today?
That's a whole lot,
Is that 40 or is that 60? I know he did 20 yesterday, too.
That's a whole. I'm about to say, I know he dropped 20 yesterday, and then we had, I'm Too Saucy. I think he hit us with 1, 2. Like, yeah, bro.
Yeah, I'm Too Saucy hit us with
Shout out, bro.
20.
AJ, man, you paying it forward for it, bro. Like, salute you, man. We do appreciate you from the heart, man. Absolutely.
Corey Boggs, BMBG Cole,
Yeah,
MPCP,
yeah.
Caleb Campbell, Gregory Collins, Paranormal in the Funhouse, Major Way, Mr. Ethan Webb, The Cyrus, Psycho Knot. I think I lost my spot. Matrix, King Whooper, I'm sorry. Dean Strevel, Dante Baker, Rodney Hendricks, Goth King 99, Trey Dog 6969, West 412, 007, C Kyle 321. Yeah, that's the end of the 20 names.
Man, AJ Martinez, absolutely shout out to you.
PGBVBY in the mix too.
Shout out to you.
He just did a solo one at the end.
He ain't playing no games, bro. Shout out to AJ Martinez and all those 21 names Deke just named. Welcome to the upper room. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. And do like DC53 says and smash that like button one time for the coach. We do see y'all heavy in the chat with us. Make sure y'all hitting them likes as well to let the algorithm know that y'all rocking with the content as well. I was trying not to laugh, but I was laughing because Hannibal090 says my man AJ Martinez is washing money on these podcasts. It's like, bro, don't do it like that, man. AJ is an honest, hardworking man. All right, he ain't got to do no cleaning of the money. All right, he say, yo, AJ go get that cash. Then he come over here like, yo, pay a super chat. Just get it off, man. We get it back.
This to the casino, I guess, right?
Shout out to AJ, bro.
Bear Pod says, love you guys.
Hey, nah, man, the love is mutual, man. So shout out to you, man. We appreciate you, and that was your first super chat as well, man. So we do appreciate you from the heart for that, man.
Richard Arbiza says, doubt Ayuk happens. Reunite Juju and Adoree for cheap.
I don't hate it. I don't know about Ayuk just yet. I mean, we're still another day.
Why do you say reunite? Both USC guys? Is that what it is?
Maybe that's what it is, because I definitely read it the same way. Like, we're not reuniting both, but they were both at USC together.
Probably.
Yeah, it's got to be close.
If Adoree Jackson went to USC, I'm sure it's,
Yeah, it's got to be close.
Same timeline.
Yeah. I mean, I was a Adoree Jackson fan coming out of USC, man, so I do like what he brings to the table. I still think he has a ton of athleticism for the position, and along with a lot of experience. He just never lived up to the expectations, per se. I would still call him a hit. He's not a bust. I'm just throwing it out there.
Juju?
Both.
Or who?
I was talking about Adoree more so than Juju. Yeah. Like, I didn't...
For where they drafted, I guess, yeah.
Yeah. I didn't know about Juju like that until he came to us. And then it was like, oh, all right, I like this dude's game. Like, I get it now. Whereas with Adoree, just the defensive side. It was like, yo, I want to not know defense dudes, man.
Hollywood.
But how you feel about that, though?
Adoree Jackson, fine.
Okay.
I'm not bringing back Juju.
Because he said that was Ayuk happens. So this is under the premise that wide receiver is not available.
I'm signing Michael Thomas.
All right, respect.
I'm looking for another receiver to like. If
you
I can trade for a guy,
Thomas would have a better impact on us than Juju? I think that's a legit question, man.
Yeah, I'll take Michael Thomas.
I don't know, Deke. I think Thomas.
I'm just not bringing Juju back.
Thomas has the way higher end ceiling in his career, but I don't know, bro. I just feel like Juju has. I don't feel as burnt by Juju as I do by Michael Thomas. I feel like I was really on the Michael Thomas train so hard. Like, I was over here like, bro, that's the slant God, bro. That's Mr. Route Runner, Mr. Get Open, Mr. Get that ball, man. I don't care. Like, he's like that. And then he embarrassed me, bro. He just disappeared on me, and it hurt my heart because he made me look crazy. And I don't like to look crazy. So that's why I'm scared, Deke. I'm scared. I've, like, turned the page, and I'm just like, nope, I can't go back. Whereas with Juju, I'm like, man, last time I was with Juju, bro, it was balling. It was fun. Just locked the bike up still. Just living a life. It's a good time.
Yeah, but I think you need to remember some of these years
I was
with
removed.
Juju. That's what I mean. Whenever you weren't playing,
I was media then, so
and
I don't have that bad blood.
AB wasn't here anymore.
I don't have that bad blood, bro.
Is Juju going to be the wide receiver one?
I remember
He's fumbling games away, dropping passes.
I remember all of it.
They're not dropping passes.
Yeah.
No, he did. He dropped the duck pass in the Jets game for us to win.
But the fumble was the big thing. Because that was Lamar's win versus us. That was the Mason Rudolph face mask. Duck, yeah, that's that game. Yeah. Juju still played well that game, but he had the fumble at the bad time.
Obviously hasn't been the same without AB.
That was the same season where he had the Saints. No,
that was the year before. We still had AB.
Respect. That was,
But
18.
he did fumble that one away.
Yeah, 18. Respect. But yeah, man, like, I don't know. Maybe because I was just on this side of it, it didn't burn me the same way. And like I said, as a teammate, it was always love. And I know what his work ethic was like when we were actually in the facility. So it was like I could see him. And that's why I feel like, because I'd never shared the locker room with Claypool, I can't vouch for like that side of it. So I just see what I see with Claypool. Whereas with Juju, I'm like, I know he works though. I know he's like, I saw when he was trying to be, the AB second set. Like, yo, AB doing this, he's doing it. Like I was seeing that. He's just more of the fun side with it. Whereas AB was more of the, man, we here and I'm a killer. And I can flip that switch a little bit more. So that's why I'm like, yo, I ain't tripping as long as it's healthy. Michael Thomas, I'm like, yo, I feel like it looks like his heart isn't in it. And that's what makes me concerned. When I see, it looks like the Mario Williams. Mario got that hundo, and then it was just like slowly fade to black. I'm like, Michael Thomas got that check, and then he slowly to fade to black. I want my guys to get paid and keep going, man.
Yeah. I don't think you're wrong. Because obviously Thomas hasn't been the same since he got that contract. But yeah, last year when he was healthy, he was putting up decent numbers. Good wide receiver 2 numbers.
When he's out there,
I'm out on bringing Juju back.
When he's out there,
we're leaving that air in that air. Dang. No more reunions, at least with him. I think no more reunions.
Is he in the Cam
era? I think we're done with the reunions.
Can we put Juju in the Cam era or the TJ era? He's a part of them, right?
Yeah, no more reunions. I think we're done.
Ex-concept, don't tell me Juju ain't deserved a team MVP, man. He did get that MVP. I wasn't here for that, but he did get that MVP.
Obviously Ben should have got it, but you got to spread it around a little bit.
It just depends on. I know you want to put everything on quarterback except negative, so I got you. That's appropriate.
I think he led the league in passing yards. Is that the same year?
Hey man, whatever you want to throw out there, bro, it's all good. I get it. I know with you, it's always going to be quarterback, man. Ain't nothing wrong with
that. Let's see here. Hollywood 931. DJ was on the roster when we signed Russ. I don't know if that's accurate.
Yeah.
So his only days because that week happened fast. Kenny was actually mad, DJ, if I remember correctly. You might be right. Maybe we're remembering it wrong.
All good, man. Yeah.
I feel like part of the conversation back at the time was if only DJ waited a week, he'd probably still be here after we signed Russ.
I for certain remember that conversation.
I feel like that was said.
Yeah.
Richard Hunt. Are you coming to Pitt? Whoa. Does he know something we don't? So I think Niners wanted him to show up, so Pitt ups the offer. Lynch and Khan playing chess. Don't believe Ayuk is playing for 49ers. I don't know what to believe at this point.
Me either. Heck, as far as I know, man, Washington's back in the mix now, and they didn't move on for Dotson.
Yeah, like, man,
maybe you open up a room and you're just like, yo, now we got another guy. Put him in here. I don't know.
Maybe.
We all just waiting on Ayuk. Has Ayuk said anything social media-wise?
No, I haven't been checking either.
Me either, but I feel like we would have seen something there.
I don't even care if we get Ayuk.
That's the crazy part because low-key I feel the same, man. And it's bad that it's got that because if it does happen, I feel like he's coming into it on the wrong foot already, bro.
Yeah, we're gonna get him. And I'm just gonna be like, all right, yes, you better get 1,500.
Because now I'm annoyed. I'm annoyed with it. I'm like, yo, you don't get this slow start, bro. You done played for way too long. Slow playing this backside.
This is worse than what we were dealing with
Come
Deontay.
on, bro. Come on. I'm over here like, yeah, bro. Hey, you come here now. Hey, they at you. You better start fast. Better start fast, man. Because you can't play it like this, bro. He'll get way more grace if he stays in San Fran because of how all this is played out right now.
Hollywood 931 says, I'm sure DJ had made his bed at that point, though.
I mean, respect on that. And that definitely could be the case. And shout out to that being your 20th super chat as well, man. We do appreciate you rocking with the show as heavy as you do. Hollywood 931. Excuse me on that one.
That's it for the supers up to this point.
All right. Well, let's get into it then, man, because we do got a couple of topics that we are going to discuss today. So y'all hit that like button one time for the culture and subscribe if you are new to the channel, man. So let's talk a little bit of this third preseason game, man. Not about to go crazy, but as a whole, man, anything that you kind of looking forward to that you want to see in this game, man, any particular people? I kind of got some names that, guys I want to see, but how you feeling,
TJ Watt, not Minka, not Patrick Queen, not Joey Porter Jr., not Cam. I don't want to see them, but I think we are going to see them because Tomlin said expect the starters to play.
Now, was he talking offense or was he talking defense?
I'm assuming that means all starters. If you look at the headlines, it says Tomlin says starters will play preseason game.
He said some of the things a week ago, too.
That's true. So, all right, it goes back to what I said then. I don't want to see those guys either way.
Right. I was like,
no matter what, I don't want to see those guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want everyone to be healthy. That's another thing I want to see.
Mm-hmm.
First team offense, put some points up on the board.
Yeah.
Look competent.
Yeah.
O-line, don't get Russ killed.
Mm-hmm.
Particularly Broderick Jones.
Mm-hmm.
Don't look like you did last week, please.
Yeah.
Or even in the Texans game. Don't look like that anymore. No more excuses.
That's facts, bro. That is facts.
I don't need to see much from defense. I mean, if the first team's only out there for a couple series like it was last week, I expect them to do more of the same. And then after that, it's like just make the black and gold proud. Like the second and third stringers on defense. Make us proud. Be physical. Don't get outmanned. And we saw a little bit of that in the Bills game.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not really stressing about the defense one way or another.
Yeah.
Obviously, we want to see Peyton Wilson continue to excel out there. They're saying he's going to be back, fully cleared the concussion protocol. I mean, that was pretty quick. I'd be fine with him sitting out, actually, because of the concussion. He just got concussion. It's a preseason game. Just let him sit out.
Mm-hmm.
Give him the Joey Porter Jr. treatment in regular season.
Yeah.
20% snaps, 30% snaps. If he continues the ball out, okay, we'll see him playing significant snaps midway through the season.
Yeah.
Do we got to risk the concussion and all this stuff in a preseason game?
Deke say, I don't like that.
So I don't need to see him.
Okay.
Anything else? Not really. Justin Fields. Yeah, I want to see him play better. Be more in command. Don't have any turnover-worthy type of plays. Look more like you did, at least when passing the ball in the first preseason game.
Yeah.
I think that's it. Am I missing anything?
I'm just checking you out, bro. Yeah. You
good.
hit some good spots, bro.
I think that's good.
So I'll just piggyback, man. To start it off, we did get some comments from Coach Tomlin. In terms of quarterbacks, because you did say, you want to see Fields a little bit. He did say that nothing has changed in terms of the positioning of those two players. In terms of Fields and Russ, he said Russ is going to start, and they're saying that this week it's supposed to be the combination, right? They're treating this like a third preseason game / the end of the preseason. So we're supposed to get more of the schematic stuff, but we're also going to get that, hey, man, all young boys, y'all going to get out here and play the rest of this game. One of the things that was interesting, though, to me was what Arthur Smith has.
So how many series do you expect for Russ?
So, honestly, I expect him to get the quarter. I'd say worst case, the half, but I say at best case, he's going to get a quarter.
Yeah.
And I think Fields kind of gets the rest of that. Kyle Allen gets the fourth. Like, that's kind of how I look at it. I don't know if John Rise is going to see quarterback in stadium. Kind of like how we talked Chris Oladukin.
I mean, I wouldn't expect him to. Fields played the whole rest of the game
absolutely,
last week.
Absolutely. So that's kind of why I'm saying that. But I could also see a case where Kyle Allen doesn't get the opportunity because they just say, yo, you're the number 3. You're the 3. Just be the 3. We're not worried about you on waivers.
We saw enough from you in game 1.
Yeah. But the thing that was interesting was this. They were talking about Russ, and this is Arthur Smith actually when he was talking about him. He said that he gave Russ a lot of credit because last game Russ was still limited throughout practice and throughout preparation. He never said anything publicly about it, and he said most guys in that position are going to sit out. He decided to go out there knowing that we weren't going to do anything schematically to put him in a better position. He said that we didn't call plays that we called for Justin Fields because we knew he was still a little bit limited. So there wasn't as much movement of the pocket, run options. It was simply just, come out here and do this. And they said that they have a lot more respect and, tip the cap to Russ for actually at his stage going out there and doing that. Now, they said,
respect.
Right, and we didn't have that information last week. We didn't have that information until the game ended. This is new information. So he also went on to say that throughout this week, Russ hasn't been limited. Russ has been full, and they actually anticipate not having any type of restrictions on him in terms of play calling and schematic stuff in the game. So instead of it just being Justin Fields, you're getting these type of plays, Russ, you're getting these types, he's saying now he's going to actually call for either one of those dudes without any reservations on it. So that's the part where I do hope we see a little bit more from Russ, but also from our receivers, because knowing that if we're going to limit the quarterback, then that affects the wide receivers as well. You can't run certain routes if we're not allowing this dude to drop back certain ways or protection-wise do certain things, as when we're talking about that second group coming in there with Fields where we did see a little bit more mobility utilizing the legs and stuff like that. But
sounds like more evidence to me of Russ being QB1 and this not being a competition.
1,000%. That's definitely how I took it as well, man. Like, you confirmed it, low key. Without confirming it, you confirmed it. Yeah.
Yeah, like Tomlin didn't have to say that. You could just keep that in house. Yeah. You just keep your respect and admiration for Russ like in house.
You're like
between you and the coaches.
It's like that's what we on. Like I ain't tripping, but it kind of let us know. Like
it's fine that he put it out in public. He didn't have to at all.
Right. So that was my thing.
Coach, I don't think anyone is out here feeling bad for Russ.
Nah, not
right?
at all. Nah, not at all. But obviously he was.
He went out of his way to defend him, I guess, in a way.
And that's what they're saying because of some of the criticism. He also brought up Broderick Jones. Coach Tomlin did right here, and he's basically saying that in terms of Broderick, he obviously had a rough day against the Bills, but he isn't too concerned about Jones bouncing back because of what he's been seeing. He says that we don't care about the criticism. That's the world we live in. We're professionals. His response to the performance will be judged by his next performance. And we would agree with that. If he come out here and he look good, then we're going to say, all right, man, we feel a little bit easier about the situation. He puts another bad performance on the tape. Obviously, we're going to have our response that's kind of appropriate to that. But it does sound like Coach Tomlin is at least acknowledging the first part was, bad performance, got to be better. But then the second thing is, all right, man, we can't go back and change that. All we can do is continue to control what we do going forward. So I do like that part. But with that kind of context, man, and also one last thing that he did in terms of Coach Tomlin, because like I said, this was earlier today. It was like 2:00 today when he talked. He had also spoke on wanting to see the fruits of, the labor. He's like, we've had really good training camp practices where we've looked explosive, where we look like we can run the ball, where we've looked really good. But he said it hasn't transitioned into the stadium just yet, and that's another part of why he wants the starters to be out there. And I think this was more him referring to the offense, because he was talking about how they've had explosive plays, and we've seen that, and a lot of you guys on social media have seen some of the explosive elements of this offense through training camp. But that goes back to even what Arthur Smith talked about when we said the camp practices have been good, but under the lights in the stadium hasn't necessarily reflected that. Sounds like Coach Tomlin is still feeling like that, and that's also part of why those guys are going to get those opportunities to play, on Saturday.
Yeah.
I mean, so for me, man, I agree with a lot of the mindset in terms of who doesn't play, if it's this approach for the offense. Because some of the guys that I had wrote down that I wanted to see out here from, just this game, the majority of these dudes that I really need the information on are early starter offense guys, and then it's more of the depth rotation potential guys on defense. So
yeah, I think the second team on offense is just all on fields, really.
Right. I got like both of my QBs I want to see. I want to see Russ, how he looks with the lack of limitations and him actually getting a chance to have a full healthy week of practice. I want to see Justin Fields. How does he respond to, the criticism that he's received this week, both positively and negatively? I ain't get the defense yet. Zach Frazier. Zach, you're about to have to start week 1 and potentially throughout the regular season, right?
Well, definitely.
Yeah, so I'm going to need him to make sure that arrow keeps pointing up because he can't have the Broderick performance or the Troy performance. We don't have anybody we're turning to per se. And if we still having questions at the tackle spot, then yeah, we at least want to make sure that this is a little bit more solidified. So since he is young, I'm like, I still want to see that, and now it's not the surprise that it was last week where the day before you're getting hey, you about to be starting out here, bro. Now it's, hey, man, we know what this is.
Yeah, I think he's
you got a full week.
But
yeah.
You're right. It's like, all right, are you up for the challenge?
Yeah.
Let's see it. I think he will, though. He'll be fine.
Then from there, Broderick, because once again, we would typically say similar things about Broderick that we would just say about Frazier, except we actually saw 2 games of that not be the case, and Broderick was a higher pedigree guy. You catch what I'm saying? It's like,
especially since it's preseason. Maybe if this was regular season week 1.
All right. I'm like, it's easy for us to be, oh, yeah, man, heck, he can step up, be good. Like, that one did it. He's Jude higher than this one. Like, so I need to see Broderick. I'm like, Broderick, come on, bro. Just make it easy on us, please. You better than this. Make it easy on us. I don't like this, all right? I don't like this at all. And then low-key, on offense, Dan Moore. And the reason being, because he's been playing well. I need to make sure he keeps playing well. Keep doing that, man, because that at least is one less variable that we have to deal with right now. But if you start playing bad or you look out awful, now it's just like, bro, all right, here we go, man. So offensively, those are kind of my main guys that I want to see that I'm kind of having my eyes on. Defensively, though, it's a little bit, I forgot Calvin Austin III. Because I need to know if this Ayuk deal doesn't go through, we're leaning on Calvin as number 2 or number 3 because we don't know what Roman Wilson is just yet. We know part of him saying he's closer to coming back, but we still haven't seen that just yet. I need to know, Calvin, are you going to step up a little bit more and kind of define your role? Because right now, like you said, he's closer to 3. I ain't going anywhere.
It's 4.
I ain't going there.
1. I think it's Pickens 1.
Go there, bro.
Van Jefferson 2. Roman Wilson 3.
Roman Wilson's hurt.
Calvin Austin 4. Scotty Miller 5.
Scotty's been productive at this trading camp. I don't know if internally they view Scotty behind Calvin.
Right.
I think fan-wise, fan-wise, we view Calvin over Scotty. Internally, just based off of the practice stuff and even the game performance, is like there is a lot of buzz around Scotty.
You think it's more equal, is what you're saying?
Yeah, I think
that's what I was going to bring up. I think it just comes down to who has more rapport with Russ than between those two.
Yeah,
and Russ has talked up Calvin Austin.
He has, but Scotty's been producing, and he's been one of their dudes in practice as well. Like, Scotty's looked good this whole offseason. It's just Scotty Miller. So we don't talk about him like we talk about Calvin, because Calvin is homegrown, drafted, fresh, and it's exciting. Scotty is like, yo, that's a proven player, Super Bowl champ.
Dude, he was a good 3 for Brady before they got AB.
Come on, bro. Like, Scotty Miller's a good player.
He wouldn't be a terrible 3. It just would be crazy to think that our receivers, we're at this point where we're rocking with Pickens, and then wide receiver 2 is Van Jefferson, and then Scotty Miller.
I'm with you, bro.
I think we could rock with it, though, low-key.
We could. It's just, it's real.
I think we can rock with it.
It doesn't move the needle name-wise, but they do produce. Scotty Miller's
I think it's like the ultimate chip on your shoulder offense.
Chip
on your shoulder type of team.
We're a bunch of overachievers in this offense, man. We coming out here, hey, it ain't gonna look pretty, but watch me put that work on you, bro. Yeah.
We've been trying to knock him off for the last 2 years. Bro. He's still there.
We got this Zach Frazier cat that got to take over out the blue for West Virginia. Like, oh, man, let's just go, bro.
Najee Harris not getting his contract at running back.
They say Russ old and washed walking to these stadiums, man.
Jaylen Warren always has a chip on his shoulder no matter what, too.
Always.
No matter how good he becomes in the NFL, he's always going to have a chip on his shoulder.
Low-key, they talking about the running back in Detroit that we're going to see Vika. They're saying that he's kind of like the Jaylen Warren over there this year. Utah running back as well, man.
Sion Vaki.
They say he's having one of them trends right now, man.
He's fourth on their depth chart right now.
But bro, they say he's making noise.
Yeah,
making big noise over there, man.
We're going to see Hendon Hooker.
Yeah, heck yeah, that's exciting. Now, since you brought up Hendon, then we drop some of my defensive guys real quick. Yeah. Defensively, Nick Herbig, man, because he's been balling out. Just put a stamp on your performance, man. Put a stamp on your work this preseason. I think that's the big thing. Obviously, I don't anticipate us seeing Highsmith. At the same time, I don't necessarily know.
Yeah, because he's still got that groin.
Right. So I would say I don't know if it's more health related, precaution, or is it, we just gonna vet them, let them chill. So I just don't know with that per se. Yeah. When in doubt, sit him because Herbig's definitely playing at a high level. But my reason of saying, because we still got 2 weeks in between. So he'll be back by week 1. Heck yeah.
He's got the groin. It's just not something to mess with at this point.
Fair with that, man. Fair. So, yeah, I want to see Herbig, though. I want to see him put a stamp on his work. I want to see Benny Bishop. Benny has a chance to be our starting slot corner. But I've only seen one game from Benny. He looked good. I didn't get a chance to see him versus the Bills. So, I think that this is going to be big for him. If he looks good, he's probably going to be starting week 1. He plays bad.
Yeah, because who else can we even point to? Having a real chance.
I think it's almost Thomas
being gifted to Beanie in a way.
Right, because Thomas Graham was the guy that started and played the majority of it last week.
And I'm not saying that's a bad thing either.
Right, but
I like Beanie versus his competition.
Yeah. And with Cam being on the shelf until, mid-season, that's why I'm like, Beanie, I need to see you, but I need to see you look good.
But it's not like he's absolutely taking the torch and just ran with it going away. He looked good in the preseason game. I know we got the good reports from training camp, but
I'm with you, bro.
Nothing like, we got a pick, we got a couple PBUs, and it's like, oh wow, this guy's standing out.
Yep, I'm with you. Couple other guys, Corey Trice.
Yeah,
definitely a dude, man. I thought that he played well last week. Had more opportunities last week versus that first game, so I do like that. I want to see, maybe we get a splash. Can we get some hands on the football? That's the next thing I want to see. Ryan Watts also, because I think that he's been putting together a dope camp. Not just in practice, but you're seeing him in the stadiums continuing to be a productive player at the safety spot. Man, I'm liking what I'm seeing with that. And then after that, man, you brought up Peyton Wilson. If he plays, yes, I'm 50-50 on if I want him to play or not because of the concussion, bro. I don't want that to be a thing. Yeah, but I think he is going to play. But I don't want that to be a thing. Because that can be way worse than the hammy, the ankle, the shoulder, than anything else. Because we can't physically see that. So, like I said, I got an asterisk beside him. I'm like, Peyton Wilson, but
Someone grab him the Guardian cap.
Like, oh, gosh. Give him something.
James Daniel.
Yeah. JD, hold it down, man. He rocking that thing.
Yeah.
He's rocking it, man.
I don't notice it.
Yeah, he's rocking it, man. The logo, the way it blends in is perfect for him, man.
Yeah, I think, it's cool.
So salute him, man. And then the last one for me is just DeMarvin Leal. Stamp on your work. Him and Herbig are kind of in the same conversation for me. I think that they've had amazing training camps, amazing off seasons, and dope back-to-back preseason game performances. Man, just go ahead and exclamation point this thing. Don't give me you checked out, you played like this was the final preseason and you didn't care. I don't want to see that. I want to see you look like a guy that's ready to come into the season week 1 and be a major contributor to this defense. Because I think that he is ready, and watching him on tape, how he has the attention to detail of all the spots that they're moving him to right now, along with the effort that he's playing with. It's like, man, don't do anything to take a step back. So, like I said, those are kind of the guys for me, man.
Yeah. I just really don't want to see any injuries. Like, that's my main thing.
Yeah.
Offense looked good, and then I'm ready to fast forward through the rest of the game.
I like it.
For the most part.
I like it. Now, I did want to get your thoughts on this, man, because I did kind of hint about what the national media was saying. on NFL.com. Obviously, they do the game previews, got to break down what to look for.
Yeah, what are they saying?
So for us, they talked about how we've been struggling offensively throughout the first 2 preseason games, only accumulating 7 first downs and 0 points during that time in all of our first team's 8 drives. Talked about Russell struggling in the preseason debut. Talked about Justin Fields. They said he was only marginally better in Wilson's place. Brings up Jaylen Warren having the injury that's going to keep him on the shelf into the regular season. And talks about how our penalties have also been a little bit of an issue. But this is where it gets interesting. They say Wilson could have closed the QB competition with a strong performance, but that door appears to remain ajar for now. Who knows how Mike Tomlin will handle this? Will Wilson or Fields have one more preseason duel, which will settle this battle? So the way that they're talking makes it seem once again
they don't
like
know ball.
This competition is still wide open, bro.
They don't know ball.
And reflecting on what you said yesterday, you said national wise they talking one way.
Oh, they are.
Locally, we're feeling this, and I think that that's another reflection of that too, bro. Because I don't think that we're viewing this as open as they're making it sound like. If Fields come out here and ball out, oh yeah, Fields start week 1. I don't think that's the case right now.
No, there's no chance. There's 0 chance.
I'm like, as long as
it's Russell Wilson's job.
I'm like, as Russ don't get hurt, I don't see that.
Because even if Justin Fields balls out, we still saw what we saw in the first 2 preseason games.
Yeah.
And that's not what we're looking for this team early on is, some of that inconsistency.
Yeah.
Because that's something you still got to factor in is the ball security issues or if Fields is going to throw a pick or anything. Whereas Russ, we know what he can do.
He will protect that.
Yeah, he'll do what needs to be done to win a game.
Yeah, worst case, he can do that.
Yeah, Russ is a veteran here, man. You go with him.
Yeah.
You got Hall of Fame coaches, Belichick, Cowher going on McAfee and saying, if they're Tomlin, that's what they're doing. That's the guy they're putting out there. What Tomlin should do. A guy like Jerry Dulac, really close to the situation, familiar with the Steelers organization. He's saying, from the very start of this, it's always been Russ.
Mm-hmm.
That's why they had him sitting out because of the calf injury and everything. They didn't want to rush him back.
Yeah,
that was always my question. Why are they letting Russ sit out? I didn't know if there was
long time.
Yeah, a little conspiracy. Tomlin had a wandering eye and really wanted to see what Fields could do with the ones because he was interested in an actual quarterback competition, or if it was what Dulac said, Tomlin just believes in Russ that much that he doesn't need to see him in training camp or push him to risk injuring the calf. So I think that's what it turned out to be. Obviously, that's what the answer is. Tomlin has Russ as the QB1.
Yeah,
that's why he was sitting Russ out like that.
That was definitely what
we got our answer.
Yeah, the boys say, we ain't about to rush that. He was a little limited. He banged up a little bit, but he'll be good. Yeah, we ain't worry about that. I like it then, man. So I guess last thing as it pertains to the game. Score prediction? No, I'm playing, bro. Unless you want to go score prediction.
What'd I say, 50-0 last week?
You did. It was close.
Maybe I'll be a little bit more respectful to this opponent in my score prediction.
45-0. All right, I like it.
I think we are heavily favored in this. We were favored against the Bills, too. We were underdogs against the Texans. I don't know what reasoning they're putting into it.
I get the Texans. I don't get the Bills in this one. The Texans because they had to play the game already. So if they played the game already, we knew you would probably see C.J. Stroud, Tank Dell. You're going off of the hype with those guys and them already being in stadium, whereas it was our first opportunity. We didn't know who was going to be playing.
They got to be thinking.
But these, I don't know, bro.
Justin Fields and Kyle Allen are probably
better quarterbacks.
Yeah, better backups and third stringers than what they're going to be going up against.
Because you got the Lions depth chart up, right?
Yeah, it's Sudfeld and Hooker.
Nate, yeah, but Nate's been there for a little while, right? Or Nate's been in the league for a little while. First, let's start that. Yeah, Nate's like the Kyle Allen over there.
I think we're favored by 6 points.
I was about to say because Nate is our Kyle Allen, and then I like our Justin Fields over there, Hendon Hooker.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I kind of like Kyle Allen over Nate.
I'm gonna go 24-14. We win.
Okay. Huh.
I think we close out the preseason with a bang.
We do need to get it.
Or do I want us to lose? I mean, it might be better if we go 0-3.
Ew, don't do that, Deke. We got to have one victory. Can we get one victory, bro?
Would it do us better for the regular season if we lose?
I just want us to have at least
just
one
have that chip on our shoulder.
But Deke, if we go 0-3 in the preseason,
we
lose that opener,
we need the offense to look good.
I was about to say, yeah, bro. Yeah.
Win or loss, we need the offense to look good.
So I'm just like, bro, we can't go. That'd be 4 weeks without having any type of victory. That's a long time.
My name's Deke, and I pick the Steelers to win all the time. So I'm
on,
not going to go against that.
There it is.
So it's 24-14.
There it is. All right. So probably no Jalen Warren. Shout out. Get that hammy right. Don't want to see a ton of Najee, but we are. Not a ton, but we're going to see some of them. Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, Deshaun and we'll get Ward. Yeah, we'll get those two. I wonder how much Cordell Patterson we see this week, too. Because he finally made his debut last week.
Probably a little bit more.
Give me Steelers. Let me get 17-9. 17-9. Good guys win. Yeah, I like that. 17-9.
Okay.
Gotta make it awkward.
Another solid defense performance.
Yeah, man, defense been biting, bro. If Herbig is out there, he's gonna cook. Leal's out there, Leal's gonna cook. If Wilson, I don't want him out there, but he'll cook. I know Mark Robinson's gonna be downhill. They plan to run this week too. You know Detroit want to run the ball. That'd be interesting too, because Buffalo, from my perspective, that wasn't supposed to be the design of how they plan on like attacking the season, like being this heavy run, like beat you up in the trenches type of unit. Whereas Detroit, that is more of them. That's what they're trying to accomplish. So I think that this would be a legit rebound test for us because of how our run defense and trying to run the ball on offense fared last week versus Buffalo. So I am kind of interested in that part with this game, man.
You want to play who's in, who's out?
Let's do it. Heck yeah. I love this game.
Fringe guys.
I love this game. Let's do it.
Going into preseason game 3.
Talk to me.
Scotty Miller, he's in, right?
He's in, yeah.
Then
now, when we're saying in this game or on the roster?
Roster, as it would sit right now.
Before the game starts, all right, let's do it, man.
I think he's in.
And first off, let me preface this. Any of you guys that might be watching this, man, it is all love, all right? We're just doing an exercise. This is an exercise, okay? It's all love. No beef. But
Scotty Miller's in.
Yeah, Scotty's in the meeting.
All right, then how about wide receiver 6/7, Quez Watkins and Des Fitzpatrick?
I say out. I say
both of them out.
I say Fitzpatrick is out. I lean Quez if we have to keep 6.
Okay.
Yeah. Because I don't know if... What? No, they're going to have to do 6. Yeah, because... yeah. If they keep the 6, then I'm going to go Quez.
Yeah, probably depends a little bit on Roman Wilson and his health. Right. Connor Hayward in, right?
Yeah. Connor's definitely.
So we're doing 4 tight ends. Next one will be Michael Pruitt. Or what about Jack Coletta?
I think he's the odd man, low key. Even though he's a fullback. That's the part that's making this weird because we usually don't have the 4th tight end like that or the fullback option. But we know with Arthur Smith's offense, that 4th tight end might be more valuable than your 6th wide receiver. I just don't know how they want to play that. But I feel like Connor Hayward's for certain in. I could see Pruitt being the odd man out before I see Connor Hayward right now. Just because with Pruitt, even though he's familiar with Arthur Smith.
I wouldn't have said that a couple months ago, but I would agree with that now.
Yeah. And I think with Darnell, we've seen him be better blocking also this offseason than what we saw in the season last year. So I think that's another added bonus for him that might hurt Michael. And like I said, he's the outside guy. Because Muth, Washington, and Connor are all 3 homegrown draft picks. And even though Connor's the later of the group, he's produced probably the most this preseason.
Bottom 4 offensive line. Spencer Anderson, Ryan McCollum, Mason McCormick, and Dylan Cook. Because the top 6 is Dan Moore, Broderick, Fautanu.
Say those names again.
Sayamalu, Frazier, Daniels. Like that 6 is definitely in.
So Mason McCormick is definitely going to be here.
Ryan McCollum's like considered right now the backup center. Spencer Anderson.
Spencer Anderson is here.
And then
Dylan Cook is here.
So Ryan McCollum out.
I think he's potentially the odd
we'll
man
keep
because Mason, he can do both. Spencer
So
Anderson
Dylan Cook's
can
like
also
that.
do. They like Dylan. Dylan can play left and right. Yeah.
Okay.
So when
That makes sense,
because he's not like
especially-
starter, but in terms of like the versatility, the swing tackle element, he can play multiple spots. Spencer Anderson can play all tackle and guard, and he does some center. Mason can play both guard spots and can snap. I just look at the value and the positional flexibility of those guys, and I think that they bring a little bit more value than Ryan right now.
So that's 9 for O-line.
Yeah, but you might get practice squad out of that too, like Dylan Cook, Spencer Anderson. You see what I mean? Like one of those two, I can see them. You be the practice squad guy. If injuries happen, we just bump you up with the new practice squad rules.
Yeah. D-line.
This is interesting here.
So we got our top 5, right?
Yeah.
Ogunjobi, Benton, Hayward, Liao, Adams.
Mm-hmm.
Then you have Lowry, Lee, and Jacob Slade.
You
Who
put
the hell's
Loudermilk
that?
in there or no?
yeah. Oh yeah, Loudermilk.
You
my
said
bad.
yeah.
Yeah, so it's Lowry, Lee, and Loudermilk.
Yeah.
Unless you think Willington,
And
Trevelyan, and
yeah.
Jacob Slade got a chance.
Of those three that you just named, I think Dean definitely makes it. I can see Loudermilk versus Lee is tough. Because one's gonna be on practice squad. But I can see
I think
Coach
they
going,
keep Loudermilk on the main roster.
and that's why I was back and forth. I'm like, I don't know if he goes Lee because it's close.
I
And then
think
try
Lee's
to
still more
stash
of the
Loudermilk.
project at this point.
I would agree there too. But Lee is also the fresher draft pick. He's the younger guy.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
at this stage, we're not talking about either one of these guys being starters or even number 2 on the depth chart. That's the part where I just like it could get weird for Loudermilk.
Yeah, for sure.
This is an important game for him then. Solidify where you're at. Like, I think, because we're not saying, cut this guy, not cut this guy. We're just saying, like, as it stands today, we could see these guys being a little bit more danger than the other guys.
Absolutely.
And that's a direct competition. And knowing how Coach Tomlin's mind is with that type of stuff, if it's close, he likes the youth. It's cheaper anyways. And he's like, if you're going to have to develop, man, at least let me start fresh with this guy versus the dude we're still kind of waiting to pick it up. We didn't see Loudermilk necessarily get as big a jump as Liao. Now, at the same time, we never saw Loudermilk kind of fall and take that step, like that second year step back that we saw from DeMarvin. But I don't think we've ever seen Loudermilk reach the heights that we've seen Liao reach also.
Yeah. Yeah, Liao's definitely in. Yeah, it comes down to Lee and Loudermilk.
Yeah.
And what the Steelers' preference is on the situation. Mm-hmm. Do you keep Lee because he is the fresh draft pick, and even though he is a project, he'll be at the end of the depth chart anyway. You're not looking to see him that much. Whereas Loudermilk actually probably could give you some snaps if needed right now.
Yeah.
But hasn't really shown his ceiling or what his potential could be up to this point. And he's 4 years in. Yeah. So you might just be at the point it's time to move on with him.
Because now you're asking yourself, do I re-sign this? Is this something that I think long term is going to make sense here? Or do I reset the clock, get cheaper at the position, and it's not moving my needle one way or the other because I can still put this guy on practice squad?
Yeah. I guess the fourth outside linebacker, Jeremiah Moon, Kyron Johnson, Jacoby Windman.
This is low-key a lot tougher than I thought it was going to be. Jeremiah Moon has been playing extremely well, but so has Windman. I like Jacoby Windman. Kyron Johnson, I saw the get-off. I just haven't seen the production to match it just yet. Whereas with Moon, I've seen some of that production. But I really like Windman's versatility. Can play inside and can play outside. So that's part of why I lean a little bit more towards him. But Moon is making a case. Low-key, I say both. I say Moon will be the fourth and Windman's the practice squad guy. Or Windman's the extra one of these. Now, he's going to have to be practice squad because they got too many at inside, too.
I was going to say, do we just keep Windman so there'll be 5 outside linebackers and cut one off of the inside linebackers?
That's what we about to have. That's what we about to find
out.
Yeah,
Mark Robinson, because Metakevich is there. We got our top 4.
I think Mark
Patrick
is
Queen,
here.
Wilson, Metakevich, Roberts. And then you're talking Mark
I
Robinson.
feel like Mark is here, bro.
Cole Holcomb obviously is out right now.
Yeah,
so
he doesn't.
We can't even count him.
But I think because of Cole being pup still, that is going to ultimately help Mark solidify his spot. Because I think Mark has played extremely well this preseason. Mark, to me, based off what he's done, should be on this roster. Cole is the one that makes it awkward because the contract and what we know he's technically capable of when he's healthy. But problem is he's not healthy. So the benefit for him is, you're on the PUP list. You're not competing against these guys right now. And that buys you time. But Mark has control he can control. And that's on defense and special teams, man.
Would we just maybe bump the last 2 D linemen we were talking about, Lee and Loudermilk, to keep a Windman? So then you'd have 6 defensive linemen instead of 7.
I don't think we would go that far. I think if anything, they would put Windman on practice squad and do the wait and see if somebody gets hurt. Now we could bump up if we need to. How big of a threat are we worried about him being poached by another team also? That's what I think you can get. I think you can just stash him.
I really wouldn't mind Windman making this roster because it would look like it would make my takes look pretty good from around draft time when I was calling for Windman to be the 4th guy. Once I saw some of his college tape.
I like Windman's game, bro.
Once I saw that, I'm like, I think he's got a chance to be the 4th guy.
And seeing him at both spots here also, it's like, you making plays, man. You look good in certain parts.
Ryan Watts.
Yes. I like it, man. He's been productive as heck, man. He's been productive as heck. In terms of, like,
we'll just say the secondary. Who's out?
Ah, man.
Beanie Bishop in.
Beanie's in. Ryan's in. I think it could.
Are we talking Darius Rush out?
That's the room that's going to get real weird.
That's probably, it's almost like on the D line between Loudermilk and Logan Lee.
Because I'm like, how do you say no to Watts right now, bro?
You got 2 guys that.
How do you say no to Ryan Watts right now, bro?
Even though it's not insanely crazy weight, it's weight that Steeler fans that pay attention a lot know. You know, you know these guys. Whereas the casuals are like Darius Rush, Ryan Watts.
I don't care about these dudes. Yeah. It's like, no, bro. Ryan's been playing well though, bro. I'm a Ryan fan. Bro.
Okay.
I'm sold on him. I'm a fan. It's not a finished product, but what I've seen for this to be your introduction to the league and you playing a new position full time, I think he has a ton of potential to grow with that. And loving the fact that he gets to be around Amika, Deshaun Elliott, DeMonte Casey, Miles Killebrew. You know, you're learning special teams, dog. You're learning defense, dog.
Terrell Austin talked him up a ton. I think it was a couple weeks ago. He said Ryan Watts is going to be a great player for here for a long time. So that's not a guy you risk losing.
Yeah, I'm just like,
by putting him on practice squad.
He's played really well. Like, it's not perfect, but when you just talking rookie, new position, new scheme, just have that in the preseason. Like, he's making some. He's
almost like Mark Robinson in Mark Robinson's rookie year.
Yeah, I'm just like, all right. As much as I want to say, oh man, that's Ryan. I ain't about. No, he's not Minka. He's not Case. He's not Deshaun. No, but he is. In my eyes, that's the framework. That's the next step. You learn from that, and now in 2 years, that's you. And then contract-wise, it kind of reflects that too. When you think about Elliott, Casey, and even Minka to an extent.
Anyone on special teams you're worried about?
Matthew Wright.
Boss, Cam Johnson.
Matthew Wright. I'm worried about Matthew
Christian
Wright.
Kuntz.
I'm worried about Matthew Wright. How about that?
He's out.
I'm worried about Matthew. If we gonna do that, with all due respect, Matthew,
he's out.
It's not a you, Matthew. It's a me and Deke issue. All right, because Deke be trying my dog. All right, I played with Boz. That was the homie. You dope too though, but this is my teammate longer.
I already told you I'm out on Matthew Wright. You missed that extra point.
I just didn't know because Boz missed a 52-yarder. You looked at him kind of sideways the other day.
That's fine. I told you the thing I at least had in my back pocket with Matthew Wright was he's never missed in a Steeler uniform.
Mm-hmm.
Now that he's missed, it's like, all right, Boz's misses don't hit as hard.
Well, shout out there. Shout out.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's probably just going to come down to that D-line and the secondary then.
Yeah.
There's like last 2 or 3 guys.
D-line and the secondary are crazy right now. You could also make a case that last receiver spot too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just how many do we keep at each of those positions?
Because that's the question, man. If we keep 6 there or if it's less or more, that changes that
Plumlee's
last
out.
D-line.
I forgot quarterback. Plumlee's out, right?
He practice squad.
Running back.
Najee, Warren, yes.
Patterson,
definitely.
What if could we designate Warren with something going into the regular season?
We wouldn't want to, though, because if you designate it with anything, he's going to have to miss time once week 1 hits. That's the only.
So would
concern.
we have to keep 4?
Yes, because if you put Warren on the pup list,
Damn,
you got to miss.
that would feel like a waste.
4 to I think it's 6 games for the pup list. You put him on IR, he has to miss mandatory 4 weeks. So
Edwards, though, I'm telling you.
yeah. Edwards, I mean, he played well. I think Ward has played well also, though.
Okay, comes down to this game then.
Edwards been balling though. Got the pedigree. I think it'd be interesting with those two though, man. Neither one of them have had negative tape. Like, we haven't seen ball on the ground or anything like that from either one of those guys.
Yeah, I think Edwards had the most explosive play.
Yeah.
And then he also had the touchdown.
Yeah. Oh, he did.
Ward had some nice. He's had some nice runs too. I think I just like Edwards' running style better than Ward's.
And for me, I look at it like Edwards, rookie. Ward's been in here a little bit longer. I think it's his 4th or 5th year. So that's the only thing. I was like, all right.
Really?
Yeah.
What's he been doing? He on practice squad?
I forgot where he was at before him, but he's been in the league for a little.
Oh, he's been on actual teams?
Yeah, I was about to say.
Okay. I thought you were talking about us.
No, not with us. No, but he's been in the league. Let me see where he's been at prior to him coming here. He was in Arizona his first 3 seasons, 2020 to 2022, and then Tennessee for 2 seasons, 2022 to 2024. Yeah, I knew he was in the league for a while. Like, not a while, but I knew he had been in here. He's never had any, like, crazy stats, though. So that's the part. Is like, he's been a part of it. But he isn't, like, a guy. But that was the thing where I'm just like, if I'm like, all right, at least you got a little experience with that. But this is the rookie. Rookie has less mileage. You don't have a ton of mileage, but he has way less mileage.
That could be interesting.
Yeah.
That could take up a spot.
Mm-hmm.
If you got to keep 4 running, just because of Jalen Warren's injury. If he wasn't injured, you're just keeping those top 3.
Right. And Jonathan gives you special teams value. Not a ton, but he still does give you, he'll run on and make a tackle. He can cover a punt. With the rookie, you're still going to want to know, can you protect the punt? Can you cover the punt? Can you actually make these tackles because you are a running back? Whereas we know offensive people don't practice tackling. But you're going to have to tackle, especially if you're playing special teams. So at least we know already with Ward, he has shown that he will do that and can do that.
Anything else with the game?
I think that was kind of it with the game, bro. Shout out to the game, though, man.
Bearpod has a question here.
What's up, Bearpod?
Want to see these guys lock in as dependable contributors going into the season. Marvin Leal,
Mm-hmm.
Larry Ogunjobi,
Mhm.
Deontay Jackson, and Corey Trice.
I like all them names. I feel confident about the first 3. And Corey Trice, I think later on we'll get that. Deontay Jackson, I'm not worried about him at all. I think he's going to produce.
Yeah,
and
Trice
he's going
ain't
to be
going to
very
play a lot
fine.
early on.
Yeah, Larry O's starting. So Larry, Larry is Larry.
He
You know
looked
how
good
Larry
last
plays.
game.
Yeah,
He
you know how
looked good
Larry
last
plays,
game.
bro. Larry's getting off that ball. He's disrupting. He's going to make some plays. He's going to miss some plays. It's not the most fundamentally sound, but he is a disruptor. He plays it like he's in a 4-3 defense. You know what it is. Cam is going to play it more fundamentally sound. But, yeah, I'm good with that. Leal's the one. Because I'm like, Leal has shown me a lot this preseason, off-season training camp. I'm like, can we believe it now? You do what we want. I can believe it now. Because you're doing it versus everything that you're going against, man.
It'll be interesting how many snaps he gets.
Yeah.
Because he's got, I think, a solid 3 in front of him right now.
Benton,
But
they're going to rotate, though, especially week 1.
Yeah, if you make it so they can't keep you off the field, then
And Cam is going to have
Good
to
for him.
rotate also. I mean, he's older, and he hasn't even, been out there this year.
yeah, if he makes the most
You
of
see
the
what I mean?
snaps,
Like,
then
he's going to get reps.
I'm
Yeah,
sure
he's
he'll
going to get reps.
an increase.
Yeah. All he need to do is just get home once. Get you a sack once in this game, boy. It changed everything now. Because now everybody believe in it. Yeah.
We got a really strong foundation for this defense.
Come on, man.
We really do. Yeah, if Leal can step up, then you got him and Benton on the interior.
Mm-hmm.
You got TJ still, Highsmith. They're in their prime. JPJ, Corey Trice potentially.
Come on, now.
Beanie Bishop young. Minka, he's in his prime. Patrick Queen, Peyton Wilson.
Mm-hmm.
We got a team that I think will be together here for the next 3-4 years at least.
Yeah.
Obviously, some of the guys that are younger, they'll be here for longer. But I think
At
we
least
got
that
this.
core.
I think we got
Yeah.
this window. Yeah.
Mhm.
Of being a really, really good defense.
Yeah. Take advantage of it now. Because, if we have to pay quarterback next year, that could get weird. Yeah. Take advantage of it, man. Take advantage of it, baby.
Yeah, this is a great season to do that.
Come on. Let's take advantage of it, man.
All right, what else? What we got next?
All right, man. I'm back and forth because we got 30 minutes remaining. Do we go ahead and open the phone lines now? Or do we hit this other quick topic and then
What was
open
the
phone
topic?
lines? It was an article about this NFL.com national media once again, just who they think off the all 32 teams, first-time Pro Bowlers.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so I was like, part of me wanted to react to it, but I'm like, we can table that. We can say that for next week. Plus, we know there could be a game next week, so you know what? That might be perfect for that, man.
That's
so
fine. Let's see what the people got to say.
Yeah, because we know that y'all want to talk this quarterback talk, man. We want to hear from you guys in the sense of who you think should be QB1 going into week 1. Are you on the Russell Wilson side of things, or are you on the Justin Fields side of things? Digits to dial, obviously, R412-346-6955. Once again, 412-346-6955.
Feel free to throw any Kenny Pickett takes in there or Mason Rudolph takes, too.
And that's why I threw it out early, too, so that way I know y'all going to get these calls and start texting. I can text my wife quick. She was asking me about dinner, D. She asked me, I want some Benihana tonight, bro. Some Benihana, bro? I like my little seafood now. Little hibachi.
Going out to it or
I hope not.
Deliver?
I hope not. I hope it's delivery. I don't want to go anywhere after we done.
I feel like you just outed yourself. You're going to be at Benihana tonight.
No, I better not be at it. No, we at the crib. We better deliver. Yeah. I don't want to go anywhere. I promise you I don't want to go nowhere today. I'm good. I'm like, Deke, I'm such a homebody, bro. I'm like the worst, man. All right.
What if the fam really wants to go out to Benihana?
Listen, bro, I'm going to do my best to discourage it. All right? Just throwing it out there. We'll do my absolute best to discourage it, man. All righty. Let me click this over. All right. Let's get this.
Yo.
Oh, I ain't answered yet, man. Yeah. I was getting set up still, bro. Yeah. All right. Let me get this. All right, let's go. Let's get it. Talk to me, baby. Who we on the hotline with?
Yo, this Dante.
Man, what's the word? How we living on your side of town, baby?
Oh, man, I'm just getting off work, man. You know, can't call it.
Let's get it. Well, shoot, man, you just getting off work and we, having a blast on the back end of this thing, man. But how you feeling about this quarterback situation, man? Who is your QB1 going into week 1?
Week 1, I'm gonna say Russell. I'm gonna say Russ, because from the experience that he had back in Seattle, and he's a Super Bowl champion and a 9-time Pro Bowler. So I say Russ, but Justin Fields will get the opportunity to show what he's capable of doing. So I feel comfortable with Russ going into week 1.
Okay. Now, what is it about Fields that has you not as confident?
Sometimes he can be inconsistent, and sometimes he can overthrow the receiver. Yeah. And just inconsistent.
Yeah. Okay. How you feeling about it, Deke? What's your word on it, man?
I got a couple questions.
Yeah, talk to him, man.
Do you want to see any Justin Fields packages if Russell Wilson is the starter, or do you just want it to be Russ?
I like to see a lot from Fields, like a lot of read options, and he can get in on a couple plays, and sometimes it might be a quarterback play or anything, but I just like to see what Fields can do when he gets the opportunity.
And how do you feel about how the whole quarterback situation played out this offseason?
Really, at first, I really thought it was gonna be Justin going in for week 1 because with Russ, with the calf Russ was dealing with. But since Russ came back, I feel more confident in Russ because about the experience and the stuff he's been through and all that with Seattle and then Denver. But yeah, I feel like Fields will be all right.
I like it then, man.
Well, I was also trying to ask a little bit, going back even further than that.
He about to get you. He about to walk you into it.
With us bringing in Russ, and Fields and losing Kenny and Mason.
Walk them down,
were
Deke.
you
Walk
good with
them
that?
down, Deke.
Did you want these guys versus what we had last year? Did you like? Let's just talk about the 4 quarterbacks then. Russ Wilson, Fields, Kenny, Mason. Like, who did you want going back to like the early portion of the offseason?
Yeah, before everything played out the way that it did in March.
I thought, to be honest with you, bro, that's a good question. I really thought I really wanted Mason.
Okay, let's talk.
Because he led us to the because he led us to the playoffs, and so I hate he went to Tennessee, but yeah, I would have liked to have Mason back.
Hey, let's get it.
Yeah, I thought it was gonna happen too. You can't argue getting Russ for $1 million though either.
This is facts.
Yeah, like that was not a bad decision by the Steelers by any stretch.
But you know what? And you know who I really want to see? I really want to see what Kyle Allen can do.
Okay. Well, some of us are real familiar with him.
I don't.
He played good.
Some of us are familiar with Kyle Allen. You know what I mean? I like his game, baby.
I have a different sentiment. I don't want to see him at all.
I'm not tripping. I like it. I like his game a lot.
So by saying that, what are you insinuating? That he could be a starter for us?
I mean, he can be the next Mason.
Oh,
facts.
Man. Come on.
I like it.
I can't go that far.
I like it.
I can't go that far.
Hey, Moats, I know you got more. Hey, Moats, I have a question real quick.
Hey, talk to me real quick, man. Hold on. I can't hear you all the way. Hold on. You sound like you like muffled, like you went far away. You got the earpiece or something? Are you in a car?
Hello?
Yep.
Yeah, we hear you. You just sound like real far away, man.
Hello?
Now I got you. Okay.
All right, you're back.
Now we good.
Oh, man, I'm sorry. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we hear you great.
You dropped your phone.
Yeah, what happened, right?
Yeah.
Wait, what was you doing? How you dropped your phone? What was you doing over there, man?
If Jalen Warren don't go week 1, do you think Cordell Patterson will step up?
Oh, good call. I do. I think the offense still looks different because Cordell Patterson, he's not the explosive type of runner that Jalen is, but I think he still provides a little bit more of the passing part of it that we would be lacking with just being Najee out there. So I do think Cordell would step up in that vein, but I think our approach becomes heavy Najee. And yeah, pray that he looks like it's November, December Najee. But I think we would get more of that if Jalen Warren isn't able to roll.
Revenge game too. Revenge game
for him. Man. Thanks for taking my call.
No, without a doubt, man. We appreciate you as always, man. And keep rocking with us. All right. And you said your name was Dante, you said? I make sure I had that right, man.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, man, we appreciate you tapping in with us, man. Appreciate you as always. Have a great weekend too, man.
All right, you too.
All right.
Peace, bro.
Talk to me, man. Who we on the hotline with, baby?
Hey, what's going on, man? This is rocking with What Up, Jules.
What up, Jules, man? What up, Jules? How we living on your side of town, baby?
What's the word?
Man, I'm over here trying not to melt. We're still hitting 100-degree weather.
Ooh, that nasty. That real nasty work right there. But I like your energy, though, baby. All right, so shout out to you for that. Man, and they are booming with these calls coming in today, baby. I like it. But, what up, Jules? You know what we talking about. How you feeling about this QB1 situation going into week 1? Who do you want to start? You a Fields guy or are you a Russ guy?
I think it's going to be the same thing we did with the Mitch Trubisky and the Kenny Pickett. I think we're going to start with Russell until he can't prove he can be a starter for us. And then after that, I think they're going to move in with Justin Fields.
So you think Russ is going to suck?
I don't think he's going to suck. I just think he's going to underwhelm.
Deke's so blunt with this questioning.
He's going to be a solid piece for us, but I think he's just going to be missing that it factor, that excitement factor, that big play ability. You know what I mean?
Come on. That is Russell Wilson.
A little bit more exciting.
Oh, man. That's Mitch. That's what Mitch will give you, the lack of the it factor and all that. Russ, man, he's got that it factor. That's the one thing. Like, I think that's the one thing he does have is, like, if the game's close fourth quarter, you got a chance. He'll clutch up.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
But you like Fields though, or that's your guy you saying? Make sure I heard that right.
Yeah, I'd take Justin Fields over Russell Wilson. You know, Russell Wilson may be able to give you a good season this year, but I mean, if you're looking in the future, I don't see too many years that he's going to give you winning seasons. So I think you just got to bite the bullet and go Justin Fields and take on the responsibility that comes with it, you know?
All right. Deke, ask that same question you asked Dante, man.
Do you like that question?
I do, bro. I say,
all right,
yes,
Let me try to phrase this properly.
Come on,
going
Deke.
back to March,
Get
how
at
did
him,
you want the
Deke.
Steelers quarterback situation to play out?
Man, I was surprised about the Kenny move. I thought having Kenny compete with Russell would have been a good deal for him, but, you know, he wants to go and sit behind Jalen. So, and I don't know, man. It was a weird thought. I'm with the other guy. I thought we should have kept Mason. I thought he would have been a good competition for us since he had the momentum, but it looks like we got rid of the guys that wanted to keep him. So I'm excited for change, man. I think the Steelers need it. Yeah, Deontay, yeah.
I like how you said that.
Well, Pickens is still here. I think Pickens would have wanted Mason.
It's time for some change, you know. I think we need to get rid of, you know, stop looking for mid-30-year-old quarterbacks and just either draft somebody and raise them or stick with Justin Fields. I mean, we got a smoking deal for him. We might as well run with it.
Yeah, I think that is one of the upsides with bringing back Mason. Like, he could have maybe been your guy. I know he's been in the league for 6 years or so, but still in his late 20s, he could have maybe been your answer for the next 5 or 6.
Yeah,
so you would have taken Mason over signing Mason for say like a year $4 million versus Russ for this 1 year $1 million.
Oh no, I think the Russ deal is too good.
I mean you can't really argue it.
Yeah. So
yeah, you can't argue with a $1 million cap hit. I mean, with that kind of contract, you know, even if he swings and he whiffs bad, it's no harm to the Steelers organization, you know.
So what up, Jules? Just making sure I'm hearing you right. You saying that Fields is the guy that you wanted to be QB1 going into week 1, but if you could still have done it all over with all 4 of those guys, you're still Fields is what it sounds like?
Yeah, I'd still go with Fields.
That's what it sounds like. Okay, that's what I thought you said.
Would you have rather had Mason or Fields? Like if Kenny was still here.
Right. That's the part that I was trying to get to that portion of it.
Fields.
Then. You still take
traded
okay.
Fields?
I just didn't think that was a realistic possibility until it happened, you know.
Yeah. I like it then. I like it. All right. Well, hey.
Awesome, man.
It seems like Kenny was last on his depth chart.
That was definitely what I had. That was the conclusion I had drawn. I didn't want to say that, but it was like, it seems like Kenny is not on that list high.
Yeah, Kenny Two Gloves had to go. I mean, it was important.
Did you call him Kenny Two Gloves? Hey, yo.
Kenny Two Gloves. Yeah, man.
Man, the tone changed throughout this phone call. It seemed like there was a little bit respect towards Kenny early on.
My man called him Kenny Two Gloves.
We got some nicknames being thrown out
it's
there.
It's like, oh no, that ain't what you want to be called. Oh no. I like it there, man. I like it. Well, what up, Jules? You know we appreciate the heck out you rocking with the show the way that you do, man. Stay safe out here this weekend, all right?
All right, gentlemen. Y'all have a good day, okay?
Yeah, peace,
no
bro.
doubt, man.
Call.
Peace. Shout out. Talk to me, man. Who you on the hotline with, baby? Hello.
828 style.
Hey, 828, baby.
Hello?
How we living?
Man, we doing wonderful, man. How you doing?
Man, shoot, you know I can't complain, man. I'm over here with the homies, talking to the homie while recording with the homies. So, yeah, man, life is all the way solid over here, man. And I can't wait till this opener, too, so I can put my heat back on that you sent your boy a year ago. You know I can't wait to put them Jordans back on my feet, baby, all right? So, yeah, baby.
Hey, you might need to send me new shoes,
Come
actually,
on, man.
now. I mean...
Oh, yeah, you fired now.
Can I wear one of them?
Nope.
Let's get
The one's got Big Ben on it. The other's got Pickett. I mean...
Hey, hot boy right now, man. I like it.
Nah, you got to throw that one in the trash.
He said, don't even walk that picket way, bro. He said, I just see you hold another right foot. Don't even worry about that foot no more, all right? God dang.
I wasted my time doing that one.
Hey, shout out to 828 Style. If you know, man. 828, man, dropped some custom dope Jordan sneaks for me and Deke a year ago, man. Mine was Steelers JMU, rocked out fire. Deke, obviously, big and Kenny Pickett. So, yeah, just for context for the listeners out there. But talk to me, 828, man. How you feeling about the QB1 situation heading into week 1? Who do you want to be the guy? Russell Wilson or the young, athletic, talented Justin Fields?
Since Wilson is the vet, I start out with him. Let him see what he can do.
Okay.
And if it don't look good, and if he could do, it's doing the same thing that Fields could do, I'm putting Fields out there.
I like
How do you think it looks with Russ?
Oh,
That's just
If you're
how
a
I'm
betting
doing.
man.
Is Russ? How's Russ going to do this year?
Yeah, how do you think it looks with Russ if you're a betting man? Which way you leaning?
I can't tell. These preseason games been crazy, man. I can't judge nobody really.
He said, "Yo, is he trash or is he still not? I don't know. I don't know. I get that.
Yeah, I'm confused on it, man. I don't know what's going on.
But you do.
But I remember last preseason, so I ain't gonna say nobody gonna be terrible.
Doors open for everyone.
I like it, man. All right, so it does sound like, though, even in the midst of the uncertainty with the guys, you do feel better about Russ early on because of the veteran experience, though. That is, make sure I ain't, speaking for you. That is what you said, though, right?
I feel better about all three quarterbacks than the one we had starting last year.
Shout out. All right. Hey, so this is perfect for your follow-up, Deke.
All right.
Perfect for your follow-up.
Yeah, we know where he
question,
stands
man.
on Kenny. What
I
about
like
Mason,
Plumlee
though?
better than the one we had.
Come on.
I like Plumlee better than Penny Pickett.
He said Plumlee return kickoffs, bro.
Come on,
He said the more you could do, bro. The more you could do. Plumlee's return kicks, man.
Come on, bro.
Yeah, I like Plumlee better than Penny Pickett.
Come on.
Yeah.
Deke, hit him with the follow-up, Deke. Just hit him with the
Penny
follow-up, bro.
couldn't stand
Hit him with the follow-up, man. I love it.
Come on, man. You saw Kyle Allen throw that game-losing interception in that first preseason game. We know Kenny's delivering a game-winning drive there. But, anyway, so obviously, yeah, Pickett is not even in the conversation of quarterback that you would want for 2024. Going back,
Pickett,
though, what?
Pickett right where he needs to be.
Going back, though, between
Pickett right where he needs
Russ,
to be on the other side of the state.
Russ, Fields, and Mason was still in the mix. Are you happy with how the quarterback carousel went for the Steelers?
No, I would have went with Mason.
A lot of
I would
Mason
try
support
Mason.
here. Yeah.
So do tell why Mason 828?
Yeah, Mason did a lot, man, for us last year, and I would have at least gave him a shot.
Now, do you still do the Russ 1 year, $1 million contract? Like, if you have the choice between doing that and bringing back Mason, which one are you doing?
No, I do the Fields.
Okay.
I do Fields.
All right, who's your two quarterbacks then? If it's up to you,
I was like, man.
Who's your top two quarterbacks competing? Would it be Mason and Fields competing?
It would be Mason and Fields competing. Penny can hold on kickoff on field goals.
Here's the interesting part, though. Without us signing Russ, I think we keep Pickett here, though.
Low key, I think
the
so,
trigger
too.
for Pickett leaving
But
was
I
us
like
signing
Russ.
Russ.
I like Russ.
Yeah, because Pickett isn't leaving.
If we just
unless
resign
Russ is
Mason,
here.
it's a
Yeah.
Mason Pickett competition. Huh.
Well, I'm going with letting Mason and Russ battle it out.
He said anything that keeps Kenny from being here. That's what it sounds like. I like it. I like it. That's
If it's
what it
a
sound
Mason and Russ battle, Mason might be QB1 as we sit here right now. If Russ was limited and all
That's
that,
fair.
Mason getting all those QB1 snaps.
That's fair.
Who knows? I mean,
I believe Mason would be the quarterback. They did Mason wrong, bro.
Woo.
he's not wrong.
This is true.
He's not wrong, man. Like,
Ma-
he
ma-
saved the season, and we still went a different direction.
But listen, Mason, since his time coming to Pittsburgh, has been done wrong. If we're gonna go that,
It was
route.
on brand. Yes, it was definitely on brand.
Yes, Mason was like the whipping boy. It's like, hey man,
Yeah,
just
they
treat
have
him that way,
treated him
man.
bad.
Yeah, we'll see what it looks like in Tennessee,
Actually,
though, man. If he
I
gets an
think-
They
opportunity,
treated
You know
him real
what?
bad.
yeah,
Obviously, if we brought back Mason, it probably would have been a Kenny and Mason competition.
Mm-hmm.
But who knows how that plays out? I think that's probably the more interesting storyline to follow is Mason and just what happens with him versus Russ in our current quarterback situation.
fair. Because I was gonna say, if it was Mason and Kenny competing QB wise, I feel like it feels like this Russ and Fields competition, where it's like, even though Fields did certain things good, we've all had this like underlying feeling that, yo, Russ is still in the driver's seat. The organization views him in the driver's seat. And I think if it was Mason and Kenny, I think we would still be getting some of that. It's like, yo, Mason looks good, but Kenny's still in
Mason
the
did
driver's
win
seat.
over that locker room, though.
He did. He definitely did.
Yeah.
But the organization was
Yeah.
back in Kenny.
I agree.
Yeah.
I would have given Mason the preference, but you might be right, too, on them giving Pickett the preference over Mason. Who knows?
Yeah.
I would have hoped it was just an open competition.
But I'm just glad Kenny gone. I'm glad Kenny gone.
Shout out to 828.
I don't know how much longer he gonna last in the NFL. Period.
828 said, "Listen, if y'all
They
don't
need to
hear anything
put
I
him
got to
on,
say, you gonna hear this one."
NCAA 25.
God, he said, "Put the boy back in college." Oh, man. He'd go crazy at Pitt though. Right now, he would definitely go crazy at Pitt right now. But yeah, I like it. I like it, man.
Oh yeah,
yeah, we could
he
use
was
him.
a good quarterback
Yeah, we
in
definitely
college.
use him.
Yeah, he would be going crazy there, man. I like it there, man. I like it.
Yeah.
828, man.
Yeah.
You know we appreciate the heck out you rocking with us the way that you do, man. Always a blast. We get a chance to talk to you, baby. All right.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
My
What's
man.
up, Jack?
Let's go.
Peace, bro.
Hey, peace. Have a great weekend too, man.
Yeah.
Talk to me, man. Who you on the hotline with, baby?
What's up, Buck and Deke? It's Jerry Ramos on the line.
Hey, Jerry
word?
Ramos. How you been, man?
I've been good. I've been itching just to get on the line because I have a lot to say about everything that's been going on this preseason.
Let's
I'm definitely
get it.
excited
Should we
to
just give him
conversate
open
with everybody.
forum right here?
Hey.
Just say whatever you got to say.
Hey, the floor is yours, man. Time's yours, man. Have at it, baby. What you want to get off your chest, man? Because you know what we want to talk about. What you want to talk about?
First, I want to say this media overreacting to the whole game for us thing and just the offense as a whole last week. It's just getting on my nerves, to be honest. I mean, when you put it into perspective, you got a whole new group offensively. You got pretty much a whole new O-line. Obviously, there's some guys that were here last year, but as a whole, the whole O-line is going to be pretty much new. I mean, you're probably going to have a rookie starting at center this year. And when you talk about the offensive coordinator, new wide receivers, besides Pickens for the most part, and Calvin Austin, new quarterbacks. Like it's not going to mesh right away. Like people got to put that into perspective. Like it's annoying how people want results so quickly.
But you know that's the time we living in, man. We want instant gratification. I want fast food success. I want microwave success. That's what they saying at least.
Yeah, but yeah, I understand the frustration.
Especially
but
since we moved off Canada, Mason, and Pickett, and we had this whole change and everything. So I wanted to see results quickly. I'm not even going to front on that either.
I'm sorry, can't hear you, bro. What'd you say?
No, I was saying I'm not even going to front. I did have high expectations going into this preseason game, or even into this preseason with the offense, because we don't have Canada here anymore. We got Arthur Smith, and we got like a Russell Wilson. Like it's supposed to be new. It's supposed to be better and everything. But then it didn't.
Taking time.
But I think you're right. Like knee-jerk reaction in the midst of it happening. That's how I felt. But a day or two removed, I'm like, come on, it's preseason. Everything that you're saying right now, I agree with. Got to give it some time.
I hear you, bro. I hear you. And I didn't get to watch the game last week because I was doing a fantasy draft with family friends. So I didn't.
Fantasy draft. Hey, who'd you pick first?
I got Bijan at 7.
Okay.
Bijan Robinson at
Got
7.
Bijan.
I feel like it's a good
Got
pick.
Bijan. He can't go wrong with Bijan, man. He gonna get a ton of touches down there too.
Yeah, that sounds like a steal.
I got
Actually,
him at 7.
I like
But
it.
yeah, I didn't really get to see the game that much. But I did tune in to you guys' channels just to see like the post game stuff.
Salute you.
And I was on my way for picking up my brother from his girlfriend's house, and I was hearing Deke's podcast.
Let's go.
Post game report. And this man was overreacting.
I might have said tank for Shador.
You gotta chill.
I may have said tank for Shador.
Chill, Deke.
He said, I'm going to pick up my brother from his lady's house. And he's like, yo, Deke, bro. Yo, he got brave, bro. Woosah. Just pressure points, Deke. Pressure points, man.
I also did say the Titans wouldn't say yes to a Russell Wilson for Mason Rudolph trade, which actually still might be true. I think that probably is still true.
Yeah.
Like, why do they need Russ?
Right.
I could get Deke's point of view just based off the hype for Arthur Smith and Russell Wilson. So I could definitely respect his opinion on that. Like, me ain't gonna front. Like, I was a little pissed at first because I only saw like a little bit of the game.
Mhm.
So I was just focused on the draft for the most part. And based on what I saw, it didn't look too good, and I was a bit pissed off and had like pissed off reactions. I was like, "Oh, these teams are gonna suck again. This offensively, this and that." But I'm like, you know what, Jerry, you gotta just take a deep breath, put these into perspective, and just chill. Like, you gotta wait for the season to start. Same thing, then your opinion will change. But for now, I'm just gonna keep calm and just see what happens. It's just I give Russ gonna start for sure. But I give him
I'm about to say that's your guy you want. Is that the guy you want starting, or that's the guy you feel starting?
Yeah. But I give him to like week 5, week 6
Okay.
to see how this offense looks. And if nothing changes, everything stays the same for the most part. There's no juice offensively, then I'm riding with Justin. And we'll just go from there.
And he says he's giving it to week 5-ish.
Yeah, that's fair.
Okay.
It's definitely fair.
Hit him with it, D.
I'm giving it probably 3-4 weeks. Mitch treatment.
It's gonna be loud,
but I think it's gonna be better than
Yeah.
Mitch. Like, I'm not worried. I think Russ is gonna be good.
I do too.
I've been saying it this whole offseason, so like, I'm not gonna
Speaking
jump
it into
off
existence,
ship.
man.
Outside of me jumping off ship in the middle of the preseason game and in my post game, like, that's one thing. I mean, come on, that's just knee jerk reaction, that type of stuff. You can't hold that against me. Every other time I talk about Russ, I've said he'll be fine.
Good, Deke, bro. You're good. I love you guys' content, man. I always be watching you guys'
Appreciate
content.
it.
Like, it's super dope, bro. Like, and then at the end of the day, like, it's all love. Like, it's all love, bro.
Hey, let's get it. So hit him with the follow-up, though, Deke. We ain't about to let him get off the hook without the follow-up. Get him the follow-up question. I love this follow-up question, bro. Shout out to my dog.
Are you happy with how the quarterback situation played out back to early in the offseason with us getting Russ and Fields, moving on from Kenny and Mason? Would you have done it the same way?
I'm happy. I'll always be on happy. Absolutely. The QB room, the last 2 years that we had, I mean, I get Kenny Pickett's rookie year. Like, he's shown me signs that I thought he was going to be the guy, and I was riding with him. But then, like, last year, just based off the production that he was giving us, and I seen Mason come in and do different things with this offense. With new coordinators, obviously, with Sullivan and Faulkner, I was just like, you know what? I think next year, if quarterbacks are available, I would like to explore that option. And so the fact that we got Russ and Fields for the amount of, I guess, the asset that we gave up, like for Fields, it was a 6th-rounder, I believe.
Yeah.
And then we're only giving Russ the vet minimum, like $1 million.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's a steal, bro. Like, that's a steal, and I'll take that any day. I just think we got better for sure. That's QB room for sure. Preseason may not show it, but we did get better. We just got to give it time.
I like that. I like it. Hey, Jerry Ramos, man, we appreciate the heck out you rocking with us, baby, for as long as you do, and on all the different platforms you rock with us on as well, man. So salute you on that.
Man.
Yeah, man. Any weekend plans, man, before we get up out of here? Any weekend plans before we get up out of here?
Nah, just my brother, Friday Night Lights.
I like.
He's playing tomorrow. And then Saturday, just watch the game in the morning because I live in the West Coast, so games will be at 10 a.m. And
breakfast and football. Shout out to that.
And then Sunday, I got another draft coming up with a buddy of mine. So that's pretty much what I'm doing this weekend.
I like it then, man. I like it. Well, Jerry, man, you stay safe out there, man. We appreciate the heck out you as always, baby. All right.
Sounds good, brothers. Y'all take care, man.
No doubt,
Peace,
man. Peace. Shout out to the homie Jerry Ramos right there. About to say, yeah, we're gonna tap the lines. About to say it is 6:29 in this joint. I was like, ooh,
good calls,
great calls, man. Shout out to Dante. Shout out to
the Mason support.
Shout out to 828 Styles and of course Jerry Ramos, man. I mean, of those guys though, it was split between Justin Fields no. It was 3 Russ, 1 Fields. I think Jules, excuse me on that one, was the one who had said that he would go with Justin Fields. But other than that, it was Mason as the secondary option for at least Dante and 828 Styles. Then Jerry Ramos, he was just cool with it being Russell with Fields. I like it, man. I like it. They said, man, we definitely have to do the phone lines again, man, for certain, man. They said, it was just, that was 30 minutes of calls right there, though. It went by quick. Yeah. I swear I didn't think it would go by that fast, bro. And y'all been blowing up the phone. Usually the system works a lot better, so you don't hear the beep. That just was like, yeah, bro. They kicked the door in on us, man. But hey, shout out to y'all, man. That means that y'all rocking with us, man. That means y'all rocking with us. This is not gonna be the only time y'all know anybody that rocks with us knows we open up the phone lines, man. We gonna do that, man. So like I said, keep rocking with us, man. And probably next week sometime too. And because we ain't gonna have a game coming up, so like I said, man, we'll definitely have some time for you, man. But I think we got 2 supers that just pulled up. We'll get those, and then we'll hit the weekend, man. Deke, the phone's still going crazy, bro. Shout out to the lines. I can't even use it right now.
Tell them to leave a message.
Yeah. If you low key, shout out to Deke, man. That is accurate. If you leave a voicemail, it will have a strong possibility of making it on the website. All right. Arthemos.com. That's what we're doing right now. All right. When y'all call in and y'all can't get in, if you leave a voicemail, we'll put you on the website. Just make sure you ain't crazy, but it's like, yo, we'll put you on the website, though. That's a fact. That's 100% fact. Low key, remember when we first used to do phone lines, Deke?
Yeah, that's
how we did it. It was pre-recorded. You would call in, leave a voicemail, and it would come in here and play them, and then me and Deke would kind of react to that. We just kind of got bougie and started doing it live. But yeah, that's always available to you, man. If you can't get in on the show, man, leave your voicemail, man. I'm gonna send it to the homie DD Smalls. Y'all know he be in the chat with us all the time. He's our behind the scenes guy. But yeah, man, he's keeping the website nice and crispy for us, man. Yeah, bro, I can't use my phone right now. I'm just set that down, man. It's off to the wind for at least the next hour.
Maybe go on airplane mode.
But then I can't talk to nobody. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's about. Usually it works better. I feel like I need to hit the hard reset, the old fashioned turn it off, turn it back on. But we get dinner text and just call. So shout out to all y'all though, man. It's a great thing. So salute y'all, man. All right.
Tons of fun. Says, hope I don't have to play O-line this year. Trying to protect my Steelers offense has been tough. Got my hopes up, but trauma got me down right now.
I could dig that, man. I'm hoping that you don't have to play O-line. I'm hoping that me and Deke don't have to play O-line either this year. Because we do got first rounders, and worst case, we got a Dan Moore, right? If Dan Moore is your worst case option at tackle, I think we are all right.
He's probably our best case right now.
But I'm trying to spin it as if he's the worst case option because he's not the first rounders. We need Troy and Broderick to be better, and the mindset was a month ago that they were the better options.
Well, they're not right now.
This is true, but it just sounded better when I said it like that. I was just trying to make it sound good, man.
That's why we didn't trade Dan Moore, luckily.
I like Dan Moore. I get in trouble for liking Dan Moore, I feel like, at times. So I'm not going to like him too loud publicly, but I like Dan Moore. All right? Shout out.
Tons of fun also says, if the O-line doesn't step up, you'll see Fields starting with an injured Wilson on the sideline.
And that could unfortunately happen as well, man. But if that's the case, we might mess around and see Kyle Allen being the full-time guy, too, if it keeps going that way, because Fields going to get, unfortunately, hit a lot as well. We don't want either one of them dudes getting hit
Please
like that, man.
Please call Tennessee before we go with Kyle Allen. Please.
It's cool, Mason. If all I'm saying is if the O-line is to the point where dudes are getting hurt, do you really
bring back Eddie Faulkner then?
You know what I'm
bring
saying?
back Eddie Faulkner. We already have Mike Sullivan.
I don't want to put him over there.
Here's what we're doing. We're just bringing back the same situation we had at the end of last season. That's what you do.
But your players that are protected aren't playing like they did last year. If they play like how they did last year, we fine. Problem is, Broderick ain't playing like how he played versus Seattle. He ain't playing like how he played versus Buffalo. This is the same Broderick.
Frazier should be better than Cole, I'd like to think.
I would like to think that's different than it is going to happen. And
Daniel should be better than what he was last year, too, I think.
Fair. Say Malu, too.
Dan Moore, this should be his prime year. This should be his best year yet.
Contract, he's about to get paid.
Yeah.
He said, y'all don't have to love me here. I'm going to get paid somewhere. Dan Moore's going to break the bank somewhere else.
You're right. On paper,
he's going to get paid somewhere.
O-line should be fine, but if it's not, then that's disappointing.
Yeah,
and yeah, you might be right. Whatever quarterback's back there, if it's the type of protection we saw in these preseason games, who knows?
Dan said this is a contract year. I just got to stay healthy and bare minimum do what I did last year, and I'm getting paid. Think about the Chooks deal. Dan Moore has accomplished more at this stage than Chooks did when we had paid Chooks, bro.
Yeah.
All Dan had to do is stay healthy and keep doing bare minimum what he's been doing, bro. He's in line to get a check, bro.
Good for him.
Shout out to Dan Moore, man. Shout out to Dan Moore.
That's the last of the Supers, though.
I like it, man. Dude, it's been a heck of a day today, man. Shout out to each and every one of y'all that did rock with us. And for the people that had a chance to hit it on the phone lines. And for those of you that did not, like the homie Deke said, man, leave a voicemail. It's all right. We'll get you featured up on the website, man. Strong possibility that does occur, okay? But either way, man, y'all stay safe out there. Where are you at this weekend? You streaming? What you got going on, man?
Yeah, I'll just do a post game on Bleach Report.
Bet that. You already
game's early, right? It's at 1.
It is, yeah.
That's nice. I'm actually starting to like the early games. I'm getting old.
You sound like an old man over there,
I'm getting
bro.
old.
Yeah, that's old people talk, bro. That's
yeah,
real
I
life
like
old
the
people
thought
talk.
of doing the post game at like 4 o'clock and then getting on with my Saturday.
All right, I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. I was a little upset the game was Saturday at 1 o'clock, bro. Little man starting fall ball, baseball, so I have he has practice at 10, and I was like, oh, I can chill and then just do nothing all day Saturday night and, wait till, late night for the stream. I looked at that game was at 1. I said, oh, that changes everything now. Changes everything. Yeah. Shout out to this Saturday 1 o'clock, man. Shout out. But yeah, so you already know, man. You heard where he gonna be at. You already know how we doing it over here, man. So salute to each and every one of y'all. Don't forget to hit that like button one final time if you have not done so. And subscribe if you are new and you enjoyed what you saw today. But either way, we appreciate you for being here. Stay safe. And until next time, baby.
Peace.